Oh, don't even have my Bluetooth in here. Probably grab that. Do this. For a sec. Doc of the Taxman MC. B. Here. Gotta grab my Bluetooth. Be right back. Whoa! Ah! Damn it! Calm down! Jesus! Didn't realize I had this out so fucking loud. Oops. There we go. Got me double IPA and cider boy. Gonna get my taxes on. Oh yeah, that stupid bullshit. I probably should figure out time to deal with that. Seriously? Come on, turn back on. There we go. Funny enough, it's actually my sober night. I'm just got tea. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Hey, that little fluff dog. I always do it right away because I tend to get busy with other shit. And I don't have time to get started with shit like that, too. You know, because I got too much of... I mean, just too much work on bullshit more than anything. Because it always seems like there's fucking... just consistent, like, fucking endless shit every fucking day with something. And I find out that we're having, like, Ecolab walkthroughs and shit, so... like, basically couldn't really get much downtime at all, because basically just been running around cleaning shit a little bit by bit. Seriously, fucking vacation. Just getting some weed gathered to grind up here. Save some cash on for a few weeks and either travel to Iceland or wherever, just chill out in Milwaukee. I mean, like, honestly, I mean, it's more or less just because there isn't really much an ability to fucking save money. So there isn't really an ability to take a fucking vacation. Because with what money? Even with a fucking, paid vacation time, I get that money pretty much like every Thursday like it normally would be paid to. So if I'm not in town, can't really exactly grab it. So, and that part's just mainly because I just haven't set up direct deposit, which I really probably should, especially for shit like that. But yeah, I mean, outside of that though, I mean, it's just like I don't really got any real means of like, income to at least, save up for a fucking vacation. Like, going out, to eat or like a day trip or like at most camping, but and even then that's not exactly like the forte what I'm thinking. Good beer weed for a few weeks, save money for vacation. I mean, that's not even really the biggest expenditures. At this point, is groceries. Like, that's like the most expensive fucking thing in my whole, like, I mean, that's pretty much like the main source of my expenditures usually on a weekly basis, just buying fucking groceries at this point. It's like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, in some cases, like, getting groceries can be more expensive. Like, there'll be times where the groceries are literally, like, 3 times more than, like, the alcoholic fucking beer cans I get. And it's like, this used to be about, like, equivocal. Switch to Winco. It's harder than it looks, bro. Winco's the GOAT. With no bus, dads usually pass out or drunk as shit, so I sure am not driving. Cops patrol the streets all the time. Dude, it's not as simple as just, like, do this or that. I mean, it's like, and I sure shit ain't gonna go out, late at night, just wandering around, like, with some of the quiet, some of the dark little areas around here, especially around 82nd. Hell no. Unless I got, like, some sort of, like, like, something on me, at least. Literally goes to Winco. It runs like every 30 to 40 minutes, and usually the last bus is leaving around this point. They're not active. Like, and the 33 is never accurate to the actual time that it says that it's going. Usually it's like 5 minutes early, or a couple minutes early, usually. Like, I know the route, bro. I know what it is. So, like, I mean, I know how, like, my own little area, how usually things work around here and shit. Especially at the late night 33, it's not functional at all. It's horrible. I mean, the drivers themselves are fine, but TriMet makes it fucking shitty. Because it's not active or, or efficient by any metrics. Of any type of personal transportation. Exactly. Like, that's why I want to get an electric scooter, because then I can actually go to Winco and it would be worth it. It still might take 30-something minutes, or some shit, but at least it would be a lot quicker than just walking, which would take an hour and a half. So, and also a lot of people around here electric scooter their way around here and shit. I mean, it's like, it would be simple if I had a car or at least some shit like that, but it doesn't run late at night. Yeah, the 33 is every 15 minutes, like, normally, but after, like, I'd say 7 o'clock, it's every like 30 minutes, and by the time it's like 8:30, it's like every 40 minutes or an hour. Like, and even though it says every 30 minutes, that's bullshit. It doesn't run by that at all. Like, it really doesn't. Like, the farther away from Portland, like, TriMet gets, the less they give a shit about, like, the efficiency of it. Like, they care during the daytime because they don't want people complaining, but late at night, why do they give a fuck? I mean, or else I would take more, advantage of shit like that. Because I would, probably go out late at night a lot more often. Just because it would be more efficient, and I would actually be able to trust to get from point A to B and not have to worry about something. Or like some weirdo, or being cold as fuck and I don't have enough layers because I was hoping to take the bus home and just quickly, rush home. Instead I'm walking, shivering my ass off and stuff. I mean, it's not as easy as it seems. I wish it was. I mean, if I could just, like, go to point A to B and whatever. But at the same time, too, like, I mean, it's, a build-up of, using bus fare and shit, it does kind of add up. But, I mean, that's why I need to get one of those hot passes. But I want to know how those work. Like, are they more efficient, like, over time? Or, like, are they even worth it if you, use the bus, like, once or twice ever? Like, I mean, because I don't use it that often. At least not enough that I would feel like it'd be justified, but I don't know. Shop for food. Usually either Walmart or my store. I don't know why he goes to Walmart. You should go to Winco instead. It's only more efficient if you ride a lot. It's only more efficient. See, I don't ride a lot. I'd say I ride enough, but I don't ride enough by any metric to say that I would think it might be worth it. Though, I mean, I don't know. It automatically gives you a day and month passes. Oh, alright, well, I don't know, I'll look more into the whole hop thing, because I've been meaning to anyway, because I know that would probably help with, finances when it comes to, some shit, but again, I don't really ride the bus that much, like, honestly, like, the bus fare finance side of things isn't even a problem, it's just, it's not exactly a big thing that I need to use, unless I'm, like, doing some errands here and there. And even then, usually I just walk, because I just walk my dog instead. Google Pay virtual hop card. Oh yeah, they do have that. Sounds like an... Well, yeah, I do live right next to one. But, like I said, it's... I mean, it's fine, like, I use it, but it's not, like, the biggest fucking, Let's run. Chill with the numbers and chill with, like, exactly where the fuck things are around here. Like, chill out a little bit. Like, the 33 is one bus line, and I don't need people wondering exactly how fucking close I am to things. Or exactly how... I don't want people getting that close, impersonal with where I live. I mean, then again, a package, so whatever. If anyone wants to fuck around with me and try to dox my ass, that'd be their fault. I know you live well, never disclose. Well, yeah. Well, I'm just saying that because publicly, the people, are gonna be fucking weird. Unfortunately, I've had experiences like that in the past, so... I'm fine with saying, like, county, city, before I, at least the name of the company I work and stuff. Like, I'm willing to at least say some shit, but try to keep it a little on the deal, at least, with certain specifics. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I live by that and, like, 4 or 5 other bus lines. That's why usually I say various different lines and shit that are very close to me. Because it makes it a little harder to pinpoint where I'm at. Because if I say I live near, like, 5 bus lines, how close am I truly to those? I just say I live near them. But yes, I guess since I've already disclosed it, yeah, 33 is probably the one I'm the closest to, but beyond that, there's plenty that I'm still nearby, within walking distance of. There's at least, like, 2 or 3 bus lines that are literally, like, just maybe, like, an extra minute or two in either direction that I can go to. At least 3, and then maybe like 3 others after, maybe. But like, well, maybe not 3 others. Maybe at least like, well, no, 3 others. No, yeah, nah, way more than that actually. Probably more like 8 or 9, just because of like the different routes that like crossover or like transit center or some shit. And I do live in between transit, so yeah, like I'm within like fucking like a dozen at least or more fucking bus lines realistically. And that's just in my little area, so it just shows that at least when it comes to public transit, when you have it like all over, there's even more 24/4. Yeah, that's what I mean. Once I actually started thinking about it, I realized like how many actual routes there are, because there's also like, well, I mean, I'm not gonna name the ones that are like the closest to me and shit. I guess. Well, I mean, I guess like there's 75, 71, fucking the 99. There's like a weird ass like 152, which is like a little small like express route or something. There's at least like a couple other ones. Can I help you, boy? What's up? The fuck is 5? No, the 152. Oh, you mean the 75? 71's pretty good. Yeah, and there's 72, which goes all the way up and down 82nd. And then there's at least like every other street, like usually a bus line that goes down. 75 minutes 30. That's what you did, huh? What do you want, butt? Go smoosh your face in. Go smoosh your face in. Smoosh. What do you want? What do you want, dog? See, that's super fucking busy. It only runs every 15 minutes. Yeah. And honestly, it doesn't totally time itself right with the 33 either. And at least and have larger buses. Yeah, I agree with that too. What do you want, Mutt? What's up, bro? Hi. Oh, you just want to be hanging out with me? I have to use them as a little drum. It gets them to kind of bug off a little bit. A little bit. Now you're over here. Hi. What? What do you want? What a dork. Alright, tomorrow I'm gonna get you like some treats and shit. Because evidently that's what you're looking for. Hey. He just wants to be loved. He gets love. My little drum beats are my little love bats. He's gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow anyway. because I'm gonna go out to the range again, which I was meaning to do last week, but now I'm actually gonna fucking do it this time. Because not even my dad's actually like, okay, tomorrow we're leaving at, you know, to go shoot, right? Or is that Thursday? I'm like, no, tomorrow. It's like, okay, noon or 1. And I'm just like, in between there, it's like, okay, better than 4. I'm like, okay, it sounds like at least now that shit's squared away. So hopefully, you know, I'll be able to actually, you know, get that going. That should be pretty fun. Oh, you know what? That even reminds me, I was meaning to hit up my friend Logan and ask him if he wanted to come along. Logan's work tomorrow. Fuck. No one's available tomorrow, huh? So I guess, well, is Harley working tomorrow? Fuck, who we gotta go with then? I don't want to just be me and my pops. Not that that's like a bad thing, but I mean, at least when it comes to at least recording, you know, a video or two, that would be preferable to, you know, not have his shakiness and shit. Might be available. Well, I guess I'll have to just hit him up, I guess. I'll ask him then. I asked Tyler, but his ass is like, I got rehearsal, then I'm gonna go to like the fuck club, and I'm just like, oh. So basically what you do every fucking day when you're not working. Okay, alright, fuck off then. Fuck you too then, bro. Alright, whatever. So it's just like, alright, well, that's just nice. That's convenient. Or the other one. I'm pretty sure it's Sanctuary, but not that I really give a shit. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I saw something about it, like, and I saw him reply earlier, and that was basically all he said. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go rehearse, and then go to either like Sanctuary after that, or somewhere else if, you know, it's not popping there. I'm just like, because you could totally do that literally any other fucking time, but okay. It's like, I'm trying to, like, prod him to, like, I don't know, break in his new, like, piece that he just bought, and he's not getting the fucking picture. It's like, he's, like, the first dude I think I've ever met who's like, hey, let me, like, get a, you know, like, a new firearm or something, and then just, like, not fucking do anything with it. It's like, alright, just there. Which I guess is alright, but, like, you would want to at least go to a range and at least shoot it once, right? At least once, you know, to see how it feels, to, you know how it works and shit, right? At least once. But I guess not. It's like, I've been trying to, like, to prod them on that one, but it's, okay, what the fuck, I don't know. But I guess he just isn't taking a hint. I guess he wants to work out his other gun. Alright, let's see if this fucking thing helps. Hold on. Because this is starting to get annoying. I still need to get the glue and fix this fucking thing, but I just haven't had time to do that yet. Okay, alright, I just need to keep putting this fucking thing back on. He's way too reactive sometimes. Dude, he bought that a while ago. Yeah, he bought himself a 10mm Glock, I think a Glock 41, or a Glock 40. Yeah, dude, he bought that, like, at this point, like, 3 weeks or a month ago at this rate. Like, he bought that earlier this year. And he hasn't done anything with it. He never mentioned anything about it. He mentioned it once on the group chat, and Logan's Harley has told me about it before. But, yeah, and I'm not even kidding. Like, you know, when I first got mine, I literally, like, not even, like, 2 weeks later went out and, you know, tried it out. Like, I mean, at least once, bro, you know? It's like, come on. It's like, even I think it was literally later that week when I got my you know, rifle. I was like, oh, let me see how this works, and I did, and it's like, cool. And then it was like fucking forever until I went out with it again. You know, so it's just like, I mean, at least once, you know, but I guess not. He hasn't even bought an ammo for the thing. He just has it. It's just like, what the it's like, okay. It's like, you don't want to try it out? Or have you took it to the range once or anything or something? I mean, if you're gonna get, something like a gun, I would have, you, at the very minimal, you want to know how to use it, right? Like, at least a little bit. So, go out with it at least once or twice. I mean, it's every now and then. I mean, shit. I'd say that's honestly a responsible thing outside of just like, oh, I have it. Hope I know how to use it and point it. But yeah, I mean, I've only heard that he's gotten it. So I don't think he's done anything with it at all. But I figured he would have, like, came up to me about it, like, hey, what would you recommend, or, I'm thinking about it, and this and that, like, but he just, like, I found out, like, I think, like, a week after he got it, I was like, really? And he didn't think to hit me up, or anything? It was after I, took him out shooting that one time, so I think I convinced him after, I took him out once. But I'm not too sure. Honestly, for me, it would not be bad because, like, I'm fairly proficient with rifles and shotguns at this point, or at least AK-style rifles. But, like, when it comes to, like, rifle to handgun transition or just operating a just regular handgun, I really do want to get more proficient with things like that. So, him and I getting together to go out would also be good on not just his part, but even for mine, too. So, it's just something that, like, I don't know, he could set some time aside maybe once or twice, hang out with a friend instead of, like, the thing he does, like, basically every fucking week. I mean, the rehearsal thing he mentioned, that's fine. Like, I get that. Like, I mean, he's in, like, 2 different bands right now. Like, that's understandable. But, like, after that, come over to my pad. Let's go, go to range. Buy some 10 mil cartridges for your pistol, and let's go out and have some fun. Shoot some melons. Here. Pop a little song or two of that. Let's see what's on tube. Let's see what happened off tube. Actually, I know there's been a lot of shit about cops lately. Apparently some shit's gone down in Atlanta because of cops. So the cops are just, like, basically, outright fucking, being shit stains again. It sounds like this week. In case you haven't seen it. Oh, and Adult Swim fired Jesse Roiland. Yeah, I saw some stuff about that. Which I'm kind of disappointed, dude. Not really because, mainly just because not of, of the thing about, like, of, him, like, like, getting fired and show getting canceled and inherently and stuff, but just mainly about, like, dude, it's like, you're basically like a rich guy. You're a dude who can fucking, like, basically, yeah, I saw the TJ YouTube short. Yep, I did. But it's like, but anyway, it's like, this dude's like a guy who's obviously rich, pretty wealthy. He's a dude who obviously can, like, basically have any, like, really kind of, like, if he really wanted to, he could go to a club, like, go to a, like, hire a prostitute. He could do anything, right? But he decided to be, like, a domestic abuse and shitbag, and it's like, bro, what the fuck? I mean, it's so bad that it was a felony, because usually those type of charges are, like, usually end up being, like, misdemeanor offense type of shit. So it's just like, I mean, knowing it's so bad, it was like felony level shit. It's like, dude, it's like, what the fuck, bro? Same with Andrew Callahan with like Channel 5 News. It's like, man, that's another guy I'm disappointed with. It's like, at least for him, I can at least see some sense of rehabilitation down the line, but he has to actually like show, you know, the merit and the actual results of that. So I guess we'll have to wait and see if he actually does rehabilitate or not. But I also haven't totally been keeping up with that, you know, either. I'm trying to turn a natural area into a playground for them. They murdered to defend the area. Relatively tame riots resulted. I feel like that is a very vague thing. What happened to him? Channel 5 had good coverage of the protests. He's a good guy that fucked up. Andrew Callahan. Well, what happened was, as Andrew Callahan was going throughout the country, he was kind of like coercing consent, you know, to different women that he was traveling with when he was doing All Gas No Brakes and then later Channel 5. And basically, you know, he would kind of essentially act kind of creepishly or, you know, basically kind of guilt, you know, women into trying to like fuck him and stuff like that. And a lot of the cases where this was going on, he would, you know, be drinking, you know, there would be a lot of, you know, not just him, but a lot of other people, you know, would be having alcohol and shit like that. And it just ended up, you know, like it ends up in a situation where, you know, obviously he's kind of a drunk, kind of horny, obviously, especially as a 25-year-old dude. And it's like, he's not going to act on those impulses properly. And it ends up being a situation where he's trying to kind of get into a chick's pants and she doesn't want it. But, you know, just kind of coerce her into doing it anyway by saying, hey, look, it's not that bad, it's okay, blah, 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 or whatever the fuck. Whole group guys atmosphere. Yeah. And, like, I know there's been a lot of people, from my understand, that are saying that, you know, his, like, apology or acknowledging it is a little suspect because it's kind of like a deflection or some shit. Again, I haven't been totally keeping up with everything about it. But, I mean, that's why I'm just kind of withholding, you know, my, I guess, like, total, like, position one way or the other about it. Because, like, I mean, if he can show that he is willing and honest to change, you know, because some of these dudes have been, like, Me Too'd or whatever before in the past, you know, have shown this before. Like, I would say that, you know, Louis C.K. is kind of an example of this, where he got called out and he ended up going to therapy and kind of acknowledging, or, you know, kind of having a moment of reflection, and then, you know, later started doing his tours and stuff again. But, I mean, hasn't really, you know, like, it has kind of, you know, at that point since, you know, kind of checked himself a little better about that. You know, and so, you know, it's like, it's not impossible for dudes to, you know, be like, oh shit, yeah, my behavior was actually kind of fucked, I need to work on that. And then, you know, and get better and eventually rehabilitate from things like that. So that's just kind of what I hope for Andrew Callahan. So he goes down that route instead of, you know, just continuing, you know, the same trend and just hoping that it's just kind of another way of, like, you know, garnering sympathy or something. So, I don't know. I mean, it's still fucked up. Like, I mean, what he was doing wasn't cool at all. I mean, to say at the minimal, you know, and it definitely, you know, is not something that, you know, should be defended by any means. You know, it's just that, you know, like, is he gonna actually, like, acknowledge the fuck up, or is he just saying that, right? You know, so I would hope that, you know, he, you know, acknowledges it in a sense that he actually changes for the better. Gonna wait to see it on Rick and Morty. There's still one of the original creators working on it, at least. I just kind of hope that they at least get voices that are at least close enough to Rick and Morty. Even if they use two separate actors. If they have to use totally different actors for each of the characters, and they at least sound similar, I'm willing to be okay with it. Though I'm really sad to, and, you know, in a sense that Rick and Morty is just gonna, it's just gonna, like, just shit the bed. Because Joseph Roiland decided to be a fucking abusive shitbag. Oh, jeez, Rick, we just got canceled. I know, horny. We can't really go to a different university and just fix this one, huh? Just going to jail? I think he is in jail. At this point. Because there is, like, serious charges against him and shit. I still have, like, 3 seasons to watch. Yeah, I still have at least, like, 2 myself. So fuck the cartoon, who cares? I do, damn it! I like the show, they'll figure it out. No, they won't. They're not gonna be able to figure it out at all. It's gonna go shit to bed, it's gonna be terrible. Man, they have him record lines in a slammer. Will it be like Varg Vikernes recording Bergsum while in prison? Just get some recording equipment and just have him in his cell recording stuff. What if they cast a black woman to rig to troll all? Like that dream TJ had. Yeah. I mean, I can see it, honestly, in a weird way, I can see it working. I mean, because if Varg was able to make Bergsum albums in prison, I mean, shit. And he's not the only dude to record audio and record stuff and mix it and release it from prison and shit. So, I mean, yeah, I think it could work. Our show or the writers, and they're not going anywhere, as far as I know. Just offer him booze and he'll be set. Yeah, it would work. Because, I mean, what's he gonna do with the money? Like, you know, it's like, what, just go into his inheritance or, like, his next of kin or like, whoever's like is a more immediate family member, I guess. I mean, you know, like, I don't think there's gonna be anybody that is, you know, totally gonna be able to acquire that for him. I mean, it'll basically just have to be like held in like some like special savings account for him or something. A lot of lines from Justin are improvised. Yeah, for the most part they are. Hey! Oh my god, Zukov. Zukov! I'm pretty sure it's my roommate, and he just wants to freak the fuck out. Bruh! Oi! Absurd ass little mutt. Dude. Get over here. Zukov, come here. Oh my god. This is not really about a Ragnarok, Magna, Marine, Tesla, and Beelzebub are fighting Tesla has Iron Man armor. What the fuck? This just sounds absurd.
Meaning lost to me. We're blind to what we cannot see.
Just really? Hey. Sit. It's chaos versus science. The chaos of Beelzebub and his absurdity, but the science of Tesla and his absurd Iron Man armor. They should place him with Bob Odenkirk. He actually kind of sounds like him. That'd be interesting. I actually kind of like Bob Odenkirk, honestly. Odenkirk? Is that TJ's ancestor? Well, he would be a modern ancestor considering that, you know, he's been in various different shows and movies. If that's the case, then how in the hell did TJ ain't getting the royalties? Where's his cut out of all that? Whoa. What? Don't give a fuck. We think you are something. We are the drinking crew. We think you're dumb and we hate you too. We are the pirate metal drinking crew. We don't give a fuck. We think you are something. Fuck you. TJ's like a descendant of the Odd Father. I mean, that would technically be a variation of how you spell Odin, too. I mean, honestly, there's a shitload of them. Like, I could like, write down at least, like, 5 different versions that I know of. Like, there's, here, actually, I could just use the YouTube search. This is a YouTube search, actually, to just kind of prove it. Here. So, actually, let me do this. Yeah. So, there's that, and there's that as well, and then obviously you got just regular old that, and then there's that, there's also that as well. So there's at least a few variations. Look at you. You're a little punk. You're just a little bastard, you. Surprised my roommate hasn't even popped in here yet. Usually it's here by now. Oh, you know, he could be, oh, you know, he's probably with his mom or his fiance right now. You get a $900 refund? Well, if they're winging it, then just let it happen. Doesn't help doing for TurboTax directly for the IRS. Shit, you sent me a few links. Yeah, I'll check this out in a sec. Oh, what does sounds have? A notification. Oh my god, what is this? Oh my god, dude, this fucking nerd. Are you serious? Oh, get fucked. Okay. I guess I should have context for what I'm reacting to. So, Paul's been doing his, like, ideologies outside again. And YouTube has not been notifying me at all for any of them. And this fucking schmuck is just like, you gotta select all notifications and the bell personalized is the default. That's what doesn't always notify. And it's just like, you dingbat, I literally have it set to that. It's like, you schmuck. Like, I do have it set to that. I do always have. It's on YouTube's end. Like, I already know what it is. Like, it's very simple. Pretty self-explanatory. Does your phone also have notification blocked? It's like, no, it doesn't. It's like, what the fuck is this? 99% of the time it's because the end user has wrong settings applied. I don't believe most people who claim YouTube doesn't notify us. Then go get fucked. Eat a dick then. If, like, my, you know, like, genuine, like, experiences is something you don't believe, that's on you, you dumb jackass. There's too much room for human error. I always get the notifications. Well, your experiences don't apply to most people, you fucking moron. Because YouTube barely notifies shit, even for when you do have notifications on everything. Ugh. What idiots. It's like trying to, like, one-up me, and it's like, for fucking what? It's like, oh yeah, because I would totally lie about not getting notifications for shit like this. It's like, get fucked, bro. Like, you goddamn idiot. I'm not even gonna reply to it either. I'm just gonna, I'm not even gonna bother continuing with that. It's gotten a lot better for notifications lately. I mean, it's always been the same for me. It's never really changed, you know, over the last couple months. I mean, like, it's, like, honestly, I'll get notifications for, like, random channels I haven't been subbed to in a while, and I'll be like, oh, okay, and I'll check that shit out every now and then. But for, like, the ones that I legitimately, like, watch very frequently, and, like, I mean, when it comes to DeFi Friday, I get notified with that pretty much all the time. But I have those same type of notification settings set for all of those you know, for all of their other properties, like If Ideology, you know, Cynics vs. Cinema, the Fighting Boys channel, all those channels. And I only really get notified for the Deep Fat Fried one. You know, so it's just like, and even then, not all the time. It's like 75% of the time I do, and the other 25% I don't. So it's like, the fuck, it's like, what weird shit is this, you know? It's like, what a weirdo to be dying on such a stupid hill. Like, it's literally a known fact YouTube is shit with this. It's known that YouTube is terrible when it comes to notifications. Like, it's a known just fact between content creators to the people that are, like, watch shit. Like, how in the, like, what? Oh, I don't believe it when people say that it's not. It's like, then you're a fucking moron, because it's literally a problem that YouTube's had for a while now. It's like, yeah, they've probably gotten a little better about it, but shit. They haven't really been that better. It's never ever worked for me. I just check your channel once in a while around 11 to 12. Well, yeah, see, there you go. Well, to be fair, I'm also far more of a smaller channel and shit, so it doesn't prioritize me, you know, which, that's also why I think it's annoying and kind of dumb. You would think it would, at the same time, at least, you know, people that frequently watch shit at the very minimal, but also give, like, a boost to channels that have smaller subscriber counts or viewer counts and shit, because then it makes it more likely for that shit to spread. It's like, you know, because back on the old days of YouTube, that's basically how it was. Interactions meant it's like, oh, people are interested in this, then bump it up. You know, it's like, and it would just automatically get more bumped in people's recommends and all that other shit. Luckily, it works for me. I mean, from my understanding, like, notifications for my channel do work. Like, I've had people say they've gotten notifications. I've even seen, I think there was a couple times Rip City's actually been here when I've been doing streams, and then he'll randomly get a notification. There's also been times where he'll be like hanging out while I'm at work and I go on break and he's hanging out with my friend Harley working on his truck or his car or some shit. He will actually get a notification for the one I did the day before or some shit. It's like, damn it, I'm getting a notification for a Suzuki stream, and I'm just like, I'm right here, I'm at work. Like, how am I doing one right now? I will say though, like, YouTube did notify me about a ideology today after it happened. It notified me once the stream ended. I'm just like, you fucking kidding me? So at least YouTube got better about that. It notified me after it was done. It's like, gee, thanks. For the other links. Fits to sits. Is this a cat literally trying to sit in a... Oh my god. Oh my lord. This absurd cat. Wow. Wow, dude. Oh, here.
Excuse me, sir. I would like to request another season of my favorite animated show.
Unfortunately, we
Wait, current say Netflix?
What? But you're $1 billion company.
Sorry, we don't care for animation if it's not Boss Baby or Big Mouth.
But I'm trying to be a good paying customer. Why not give your money from your customer to the animators?
We find all the animators.
You have plenty of money in stocks, right?
Yup,
And you need that to make shows, right?
yup.
So that means you can spend money on episodes for shows like Stranger Things, Squid Game, and The Umbrella Academy. If that's the case, you can also spend that money on your animated shows.
That makes sense to me.
Then do it.
We want our animated shows to be like Boss Baby.
Oh my god. I mean, Netflix is just taking such a shit, and it's beautiful. I love it. Wait, what's this one? Puss was talked from the other night, reminded me of this. Oh, it's from the Better Shrek.
Tonight on Night.
Ah, now here's a good show.
We got a white Bronco heading east into the forest, requesting backup.
It's time for the men in steel to teach these madcap mammals their devil-may bear attitudes just won't fly.
Police brutality! Police brutality!
Police brutality!
Talk to Princess Fiona.
Will they get away with it?
Damn, we got pepper sprayed.
Someone let the cat out of the bag.
You capitalist big guy.
Hey, you capitalist big dog. Hey, I forgot. You know what? Thank you for reminding me of this, dude. This just means that Puss is even more based. Hold up. I heard that.
You capitalist big guy.
Oh, dude. This is why I love Puss, dude. I mean, it's great. I will admit the first Puss in Boots movie wasn't necessarily great. It was good. I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't great all in all, in my opinion. At least especially with the new one. Like, the new one, I think, really just, like, completes the character.
Catnip.
That's no mine.
Hold on.
That's not mine. You capitalist big dog.
Princess Fiona. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a dungeon. Now, Shrek. I'm her husband, Shrek. Ow, ow.
Nice.
Quick, rewind it. Shrek. I'm her husband, Shrek. Ow.
I love it. I forgot about that scene, honestly. It's like I knew it happened. Like, I remember that scene being there, but I kind of forgot some of the details to it. That's why that movie, honestly, is a little better than the first one. Like, I really do. I like Shrek 2 a lot more than the first. And now I just got reminded why. Honestly, like, I don't know who's, like, specifically in charge of, like, that specific element of the DreamWorks, like, franchise. But whoever they are fucking great. They're amazing. Maybe 3. Yeah, the third one was like where they should have stopped it. Third one was okay. Oh man, I don't remember that much about it, but a little bit. But the fourth one is when they had the kids and everything, right? Yeah, that's the one that's shit. That's horrible. That's the one that should not have been made. The third one was kind of pushing it, but you know, for me, passable. I also found out apparently there was like a Puss in Boots movie where they had like, it was called like Puss in Boots and the Three Diablos, and it's also a movie where he also had children. And it's just like, dude, what the fuck? I will admit, DreamWorks is like really big downside is was basically like when they have like, oh, we're gonna put like the whole family, you know, like raising a child type of thing and all that shit. Like, you know, like when they do that with their animation films and stuff, that's when things get, yeah, you just said it, the fourth one got weird and saying something. Yeah, that's what I mean. It gets weird. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like terrible, but it's just like bad and weird. Third Strike, you had to get Arthur to take the throne. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the third one was okay. Now I'm starting to remember. Now you just kind of put that point in. Yeah, honestly, the third one was actually not that bad. Actually, the third one was pretty okay, too. I mean, honestly, if I had to put it in order, it'd be the second one, the first one, the third one, but the third one is, like, pretty, you know, not too far behind the first one, you know, so, I don't know. At least as a trilogy, I feel like Shrek would have worked way better as a trilogy. Like, if they just kept it as a trilogy, I feel like it would have been fine. That fourth one is what really drags it down, honestly. I feel like for a lot of people, it left a bad taste in their mouth, you know, and they only really fondly remember the first one because they think of the fourth one when they think of the other ones. Or, like, the first two, at least, and then the last two, they think of the fourth. But if it was just a trilogy, then, if anything, it would look like probably that it would be a debate between the first and the third one, you know, about which one would be kind of the one that's, you know, the second best, I would think. While the second one I think, you know, for a lot of people, holds the title as like the best Shrek movie, which I tend to agree with. Where it has the only movie where that has worked is in the Incredibles.
Going way up, and they're going to turn off
what the fuck?
So keep.
Oh my, what?
On every light in the house.
Oh my god, would you shut up? No, quit fucking rambling about nonsense. Jesus fucking Christ. Called having a conversation. Fucking hell. Fucking idiot. The only movie that has worked is The Incredibles. Well, because, like, the whole point of the movie was basically, like, a whole family dynamic thing. Like, that's the whole point of it. Like, a family of, like, superheroes and shit and all that. The villain's deaths are brutal. Farquaad got eaten, digested. Oh, yeah, that's right. He literally got eaten by the dragon. Fairy Godmother got blown up. Yeah, she literally popped. She just straight exploded. And then one after her son got crushed by a stage play tower. Yep. And also in Puss in Boots, like Puss dies 8 different times. They show you how he dies 8 different times. And then they also, for like Jack Horner and his whole little merry band of like the 12 Bakers or whatever, like they all die apparently, from what I understand. And obviously they have death and all this other shit. You know, so it's just like, I mean, you know, like, the DreamWorks, honestly, like, they do it in a all-family way, but they actually know what all, like, you know, a family movie is. Or, like, all ages. Like, where adults and kids can enjoy the movie, because, dude, like, at least from an adult perspective, a lot of DreamWorks, like, animation stuff, it's pretty, like, savage. It's pretty, like, you know, brutal sometimes. It's pretty savage. It's pretty, like, dark in a lot of ways. Like, there's a lot of, like, legit, like, adult themes in DreamWorks animated films. So, honestly, like, especially with this recent movie with Puss in Boots 2, like, I mean, I feel like they are at least solidifying like what they at least know what all ages means when it comes to like a PG animated film, where they can like swing in a lot of adult narratives and commentary and jokes and shit, while also maintaining a very, you know, child-friendly, you know, type of environment. And I love that type of shit. I think that's why, you know, a lot of shows like the first like 5 seasons of SpongeBob are so fondly loved and stuff, for example, and like Ed, Edd n Eddy and Courage the Cowardly Dog, a lot of these early cartoons and animated shows, is because it interwove a lot of adult, you know, commentary and themes. Not necessarily like risque sexual shit, but just, you know, adult, you know, themes that, you know, adults deal with, you know, like when it comes to like broader commentary or existential thoughts, political thoughts, stuff like that. The fucking burnt to a crisp pile of knights just laying in Fiona's tower. Yep. Yeah, that type of shit. And also the weird interspecies relations with the donkey and the dragon that, you know, it's heavily implied. And straight up, there's a blowjob implication scene in there. Just straight up. Like, so there's a lot of different things going on with that whole, like, you know, arc of the first movie of Shrek. I mean, there's a lot of different things going on with that. Doc is a good dad. Funny enough, he actually is. I mean, in a way, like... I mean, I guess in a sense, I mean... without having the fourth movie to taint anything about it, like, Shrek would be, too. I mean, because he's like a dude that's pretty, like, simple, you know... just has like, you know, just kind of wants to obviously a more simpler shit in life. Lives out in the, like, you know, in the swamps. Well, not necessarily like, you know, just swamps, but like out in the, you know, swampy forests, you know, in the marshlands and shit. Kind of away from all the, you know, scruples of bullshit. You know, so there's like a lot of different things, you know. Like, he also tends to have, like, all things considered, a pretty decent sense of self-sustaining and take care of himself. I mean, he's just an ogre, so, like, obviously, it's not in this traditional sense of how we would hygienically take care of ourselves, but, you know, he does. The first fucking movie, like, the intro of the damn first film, you know, like, in the opening shows that, you know, so he does. He has a sense of, you know, taking care of oneself. And, in a way, the land around him, you know, so in a way, that makes it actually, you know, kind of show that he has, like, you know, in the sense of, like, you know, good sense of, you know, like, raising, you know, land, but also potentially raising, you know, his own, you know, kin, potentially. Let's fuck with the stabbing. I wonder what this might be. I mean, if it's disturbing, I'm surely gonna truly enjoy it. Sounds like it'll most totally be a fun time. There's my left. Gotcha. Yeah, let me see what I could probably pull on here. A little bit. Anyway. So what is this here? Alright. Let's go off this one. Oh shit. Oh god. So wait, what the fuck? Oh god. Okay, okay, Jesus Christ, that was disturbing. That's on YouTube, kid. What the fuck? Why? 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 Oh my god. Okay, I wanted to be sober tonight, but you really are pushing it. You just really pushed it for me right there. Oh my god. Fuck, that was... Okay, alright, well, that just gave me some nightmare fuel. Fuck. Strikes nightmare of having kids. You know what, maybe you wouldn't be necessarily a good dad, especially considering that, if I... Oh my god. I mean, if I was like... That's pretty much honestly me in a nutshell. It's like, I would have a nightmare, you know, about that, and I would just, like, look around and I'll see Sukov. It's like, hey Sukov, hey buddy. And then he'll, like, look up at me and I'll just see, like, a little baby version of my face. I'll just be like, ah! Wait, what's this? It's a sense of clip of Book Dish from one of my size legendary concerts. Oh, I've seen this. Probably not safe. No, this used to be on YouTube. I've seen this before. Yeah, this is from Live Vals Berlin. It's from their live show. Whoa. What's funny is that in that dildo he got, it's beer that's jizzing out of it. And they actually got arrested in America for doing this. Beer? Yes, I'm not even kidding. That's why he drinks out of it. Here, I'll show for a second. He just drank out of it for a sec. That's why, because it's just beer. Well, fuck. I'm trying to, like, you know, maybe show us, I'm trying, here, let me, try to freeze frame it on a frame where it doesn't totally show it. Let's see here. Okay, I guess, like, here's, like, a very far shot. Like, this is okay. Like, I mean, you can kind of see some of the, like, beer, like, shooting away into the crowd. I mean, that's kind of the point, so just sprays beer on everyone in the front row. I mean, also the reason why they did that anyway, because they're basically just showing what the song is. It's just basically fucking bareback. That's essentially, it's just, this song is about just like that, and just in doing so very aggressively. Does a playbill say free beer on it? Well, I mean, well, most of the crowd can't, you know, get it, but, you know, the front row people sure will. Oh, here's a good shot. So here's, like, you know, we're strategically off camera just enough, but that's, like, all the beer that's shooting out. Like, he has, like, from how I understand how they did this, is basically that there's, like, a keg that's under the stage, and there's, like, a gigantic, piping, you know, like one of those little plastic piping things, you know, that's attached to his leg, you know, and attached to him, basically. That goes all the way to that dildo, and they have like a little hole in it, you know, so it just shoots out of that, you know, to make it look like, you know, it's just perpetually coming. It's actually a pretty cool stage trick, though. I think they do this every now and then still, but they don't really do it anymore because they've gotten a lot of, yeah, obviously they've gotten backlash, especially in the States for it. But they got, I forgot the exact charges, but basically, as soon as the show ended, they were immediately arrested, and I think it was charged for public indecency, like sexual exposure and in public type of stuff, which is obviously stupid and bullshit because they weren't. But too edgy. This might be harmful to children and people, and oh god, can't have that. Even though it's a fucking goddamn concert. Dude, I remember one time, I don't know if it's true, but I remember once, the Roseland Theater actually straight up, like, banned Slayer from playing there because they, somehow was able to get their, sprinkler system fucked up with a little bit. So they dyed all the water in the sprinkler system red, and then broke them, so they would all burst. So when the song Raining Blood came out, they would it would all go off, so they would be looking like it's raining blood on people as the song was playing. That ends because obviously Roseland Mansion was probably very pissed off about that. They're just like, you're not coming back. Apparently, I don't know if it's true or not, because I know they've toured there again not that long ago. Like, I think their farewell tour or some shit, I think they were there and they sold out like so fucking quick. I wanted to go, but like by the time within like 3 days after of the announcement of me checking it up, it was already sold out. I was like, fuck. From my understanding, I've met some people that went to that show and I'm jealous. Apparently it was fucking insane and brutal, and goddamn it, I wish I could partake. Speaking of edgy, I imagine if this got adapted, Iron Man is a flesh monster. What the fuck do we need to use a stupid third party that tries to sell bullshit just to file taxes? I don't fucking know, bro. So what is this?
A game called Scorn came out that featured many different horror elements, along with some grotesque imagery. And while I heard the game was disappointing to some, I did find that me personally, the body horror in the game was just absolutely amazing. So much so that it actually reminded me of a story featuring a much darker version of Iron Man. In this story, it would feature an Iron Man that would become fused to his armor like bubblegum, and over time would ultimately become a tub of flesh in an iron suit. The imagery alone is terrifying, with fluids oozing out in every nook and cranny of the suit, but it gets even worse with context to this Iron Man's frightful tale, as the story begins with a Tony Stark just starting his career as Iron Man, and everything is pretty much the same with his origin. However, one day while coming back to the lab to see Pepper, as she removes the armor while talking to Tony, one of the armor's gauntlets takes off all the skin from Tony's left arm. And upon seeing this, she would immediately put the gauntlet back on to find that Tony feels completely fine again, almost as if the suit is completely bonded with him. And after this would happen, Tony would just look back at everyone that was trying to help and say that it's just a small problem that he'll work out. And over time, he starts to slowly get each piece of the armor off of his body without a scratch, and only leaving the chest piece and gauntlet left. Along with this, Tony starts to break down, telling Pepper that he wants to help people, to save the little guy and be a hero, and that this suit he's been working on will help him achieve his dreams. This is also when Pepper starts to fall in love with Tony. But the next day would come, and something completely out of left field would happen, as everything would change when Jarvis and Pepper enter Tony's office to be welcomed by pure nightmare fuel. With Tony Stark back in the suit and juices coming out all over it. Pepper would run a diagnostic on the suit to find out that all of Tony's skin dissolved overnight, while telling Tony that he'll never be able to remove the suit now. But then she looks inside of his dead eyes for only a moment, just for him to say softly, "Why would I ever want to take the suit off?" And after this interaction, Tony would activate the isolation protocol and separate himself from everyone for some time. And only days later, he would open contact with his friends, and upon further diagnostics, they find that Tony has essentially become a large tub of flesh inside of the Iron Man suit. But Tony just brushes it off, thinking that it's fine that his body has become flubber, as he walks back to his work with juices oozing everywhere from his suit, while he just initiates another lockdown. Another several days would go by again, and Tony would have an epiphany, opening the doors to allow people to enter his lab, only for him to trap his security inside the lab with him and mend their own bodies to suits so they can be evolved like Tony as he sees it in his warped, melted mind. But it wouldn't stop there, as the next day, Tony would build more suits, sending them out into the city to take one person after the other. As Pepper can hear the screams echoing across the city like a horrifying chorus as she's locked away. And with Pepper witnessing this literal nightmare, she feels that her time is drawing nearer as she feels the presence of the man she once loved utter one word, Pepper, as the monstrosity that was once a brilliant hero walks Pepper to her very own suit to be just like him, ending the story. I hope you all liked the video, and don't forget to leave a like.
Well, that's dark as fuck. Whoa. If you drove a Daniel really like credit card, bitch, get out of my way and complete. Wait, credit card? Oh my god, wow. I don't think it's ever explained why the suit did that in this version. Yeah, I was kind of asked, like, why does it, like, act like that, and at least in that, version versus, like, not, in the regular canon. So it keeps them alive, they can't die. Yeah, which that is also pretty disturbing. Not exactly my idea of transhumanism. See the picture I sent? Oh yeah, here, let me go check that out. Let's go. Pop up. There we go. Yeah, I have King Kong box and a Kraken. Whoa. It's a gorilla be fighting a fucking Kraken, bro. Damn. That's pretty dope. See, fuck, told you guys. But did you listen? No. Yeah, oh my god. Of course it would be that way. Dude, even with, like, our little talk that we did, he was just, like, he had to, like, throw in the whole alien thing in there, too. I'm just like, oh my fucking god, here we go. I literally say that to him, like, oh god, here we go. It's like, nah, if there's, like, extraterrestrials, man, I'm serious. Like, I'm just like, oh my. I'm just like, wow. It's like, well, here we go. And, oh my god, Jesus, whoa. Wow, did we actually summoned him? Holy fuck. Say Venom's name 3 times and he shows up. Oh, goddamn. Someone call my name into Jesus. Yeah, oh, well, hi, how you doing? How's it going, buddy? Oh, shit. Oh my god, that was funny. Just out of nowhere, just look over, it's like, oh, he's here. Oh shit, hello. He peered out of the puff of smoke. Dude, he's serious. Yeah, I know, he's like, someone call for me, just so I know. Oh my god, what the fuck? Ah, Jesus. Holy crap. Speak of the devil, and the devil shall appear. Goofy asshole mutt. Let it go for now. Anyway. Actually, I wanted to get a couple things pulled up here on the side. Here in a little bit. As far as I talk, I haven't got a chance to look at it because honestly, so like I don't really have too much of a time to deal with my lunch break because my dog decided to leave me a nice little present, which I had to deal with that. So that was great. By the time I finished dealing with that bullshit, I was like, oh fuck, I'm like halfway through lunch. I'm not gonna be able to like get a chance to, you know, really like sift through this. So I was like, alright, well, when I come back from my shit at the range tomorrow, I'll just have to deal with it then. Which definitely won't be all damn day. And at least, you know, me and my pops have already planned on leaving at fucking the time we're supposed to and shit, so. It's just a matter of time if he actually fucking cooperates. Goats, let's defy gravity. Physics and goats. See these goats? You know what they say to gravity? They say, go fuck yourself, gravity. We're goats.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's there, baby! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT! That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's there, baby! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
That's why, bro. He's the GOAT. Hold on, let's go back to it. You know, that's why. Those goats say, fuck you, gravity, because that's why.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
I love the way he says that. He's like, he sounds like he's so impassionately intense, but also so, like, restrained at the same time. It's so funny. He's like restrained. It's like he's only unleashing like 20% of his power. And apparently it goes on longer than that. That's like all that I've ever seen of that clip, but I guess there's more to it. Hold on, what's more to it?
That's what I'm talking about!
Wait, is it really order?
That's why he's there, baby! That's why he's the GOAT!
Oh wait, it's just replaying it. Okay. So I guess I just the whole clip. Okay. I thought there was actually more to it. Boop. Here. I want to find like a thing about this. Yeah, here we go. Jesus, there's actually a lot of shit about this. What the fuck? Yeah, this is like a huge thing. I'm just looking up this whole Cop City thing because this is like legit like a big talk right now. Because there's been like a lot of things, and I know at least apparently like, you know, someone was killed due to it. That just obviously made things, well, as you can imagine, so much better. That's pretty much about as far as I'm aware of. First thing that comes up is this. Probably just because I'm scripted to the Hassans, but is it in here? Oh yeah, it's this last thing. Because there's 3 insane cop stories. Oh, so just like more than the one this week. Oh, well, that's just fucking great, but anyway. So let's just focus with this one. Because, you know, there's just so many different, like, you know, other instances that are just so much more worse. Or better, or not. I don't find it, you know, just so much, yeah.
So,
great.
Now we are going to talk about Georgia's Cop City. This is a story that is ongoing. For some weird reason,
Okay, so,
I haven't really heard of any kind of, like, serious coverage on this matter. Manuel Esteban Paez-Terán.
Listen to our posts. Link before we get into the serious shit. Oscar winning. Okay, oh, yeah. God damn it. Best actor ever. What do we got? Yeah, actually, I'll just do this once or twice. There we go. Okay. Does it even want to load its thingy boop? Load the thingamaboop. I think it doesn't like me. Oh, there we go. Oh shit! Just yeet. Dude, that gazelle's lucky because honestly, like, that hyena won't give a fuck. Like, it was about to start chowing down. Like, it was already getting into it, but it kept seeing that cheetah come back. So it ran over there, because, like, fuck off, let me eat. And then that bastard's like, you know what, my opportunity, go! It just went, yeet! It's like, I'm out of here, just taking my chance right now, because a hyena ain't really gonna chase that, you know, it's an opportunistic hunter. Like, so it ain't gonna waste his time trying to fucking run after that. The cheetah probably will stalk it again eventually, but it also is not gonna waste its energy on that, because it tries to preserve energy. Like, when it does its run burst, like, it's exerting a lot of energy, and it doesn't want to do that a lot. They want live prey. Yeah, they do. And honestly, there are videos on YouTube of them hunting live prey, and it's pretty fucking insane, dude. What a shame. Are you just gonna keep distracting me?
Going west until I run out of money or get to the ocean, whichever comes first.
Come on, son.
Oh my God, Daddy!
What a shame.
He can't really be. There must be something we can do.
He was a good man. What a rotten way to die.
What the fuck? What? Is that something I can actually do? Like, oh my God, I'm doing that. I don't even care. She's like, oh no, Daddy, no. What a shame. Okay, you know what? I was like, what the fuck is this? But that was actually kind of worth it. Oh my God, what the fuck?
Like serious coverage on this matter. Manuel Esteban Paez Taran, who opposed the training facility, also known as Cop City in Georgia, was murdered. He had a history of environmental activism, and his parents say that he was killed in cold blood. Belkis Taran spoke with her child Manuel every day by WhatsApp from her home in Panama City. She also had names and numbers for some of Manuel's friends in case she didn't hear from the 26-year-old who's protesting Cop City, a planned gigantic training facility being built in a wooded area near Atlanta, Georgia. So by midweek, when she hadn't received a message from Atlanta since Monday, she began to worry. Thursday, around noon, a friend of Manuel's, whose chosen name is Tortuguita, Little Turtle, messaged her with condolences. I'm so sorry, they wrote. For what, she asked. Taran wound up discovering that on Wednesday around 9 a.m., as a yet unnamed officer or officers had shot and killed her son. The shooting occurred in an operation involving dozens of officers from Atlanta Police, DeKalb County Police, Georgia State Patrol, and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation and the FBI. The killing has stunned and shocked not only Tortuguita's family and friends, but also the environmental and social justice movement in Georgia and across the United States. Circumstances surrounding the incident are still unclear, and there are demands for a thorough investigation into the killing and how it could have happened. The police apparently found...
Let me guess, they're gonna say that, oh, and yeah, I bet he's about to say it too. They found, like, some gun on him, and, oh, he shot at us, even though it was the cops that probably, you know, discharged on each other and decided to take that out on the protesters and start shooting them in the midst of the chaos. And, you know, so I'm guessing that's probably what happened, and they're gonna probably plant a gun, you know, plant a firearm on them and say, he did it. We'll just plant this on this dead guy, because dead man tell no tales, so, you know, plant it on this dead guy, you know, we'll be able to, you know, just frame it on this guy, you know, and so, that's honestly exactly what the fuck happened. Because I'm not even kidding, like, in situations like this, especially to justify their actions against slaughtering protesters and shit, they'll plant guns on them. Like, they have, you know, all sorts of different guns in their police vehicles and shit. What, you don't think they have a few of those specifically to plant them? Because they do. Like, cops are known for planting evidence and shit, you know, on people, whether it be drugs, contraband, or firearms, all sorts of other shit that they're not supposed to have to justify arresting them or killing them. So, I mean, it's like this is normal for what police do. So it's like this guy got killed in cold blood and shit because of some, hotshot, fucking idiot that didn't have their gun on safety and fucking discharged his weapon, and that caused the rest of them to fucking go stir crazy and start blasting and killed a guy and start shooting at other protesters, and as a consequence they're like, well, to not make us look like total shitbags, we'll plant one of our guns on them.
In a tent in the South River Forest, southeast of Atlanta, taking part in a protest, now in its second year against plans to build a $90 million police and fire department training facility on the land, and separately a film studio. This is also a very liberal...
A film studio at this place? So, not only is this fucking place gonna have it be a training facility for fucking cops, but it's gonna be a film studio there so they can have pro-cop propaganda and propaganda bullshit, for Hollywood. Oh, so far for that liberal, progressive, woke Hollywood. So woke. So woke of Hollywood to be doing such things. And fucking, then you got, like, probably, like, a plethora of fucking shooting ranges and, like, military style, like, physical training, boot camps and shit. Like, I mean, they're basically, this is just nothing but, like, this just sounds like, any type of, like, fucking fort that I would hear, from, like, some servicemen that are like, oh yeah, I'm at Fort, Bronson or Fort Jackson or this and that or whatever the fuck, it's just like, it sounds like that's just what the building. Only to make it less, militarized and sound more civil, they're just gonna call it, like, Cop City or Sheriff Town or whatever the fuck.
Approach. Georgia has a lot of liberal funds coming into it through the movie industry, as you probably are familiar with. Officials say Manuel shot first at a state trooper without warning, and an officer or officers returned fire.
Bullshit.
They have produced no evidence for the claim. The trooper was described as stable and in hospital Thursday. The shooting is unprecedented in the history of U.S. environmental activism, according to experts. It is unprecedented. What's not unprecedented in the history of U.S. environmental activism, however, is killing environmental activists. That is a lot of precedent. As a matter of fact, it's the most...
Over 17,000 environmental activists killed in a decade. The legislation says as while trying to prevent mining, oil drilling, or logging on their lands over the last 10 years. Brazil and Colombia have recorded the highest numbers of deaths. So 1,700 environmental activists internationally, not just in the U.S. So this is just international numbers as well. And honestly, not surprised. Because honestly, a lot of these type of people too also get tangentially related towards a lot of different, like, when it comes to, like, the mining and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of, workers that might have to be working those same fucking mines might also, be environmentally conscious, being like, what these, the mines and what we're doing is, not environmentally safe. Like, even if we're gonna mine, there's far more safer and, more, at least, eco-efficient, quote-unquote, means of doing so. At least, that have minimal, or at least less impact in comparison to just, like, fuck regulation, just drill. Bleh. It's just like, I mean, ostensibly there can at least be regulation to mitigate, some of those fucking problems. But, of course, part of fighting that shit means, getting cops and getting private police or, or just outright, private military companies even, especially in places like Brazil and fucking Colombia and shit like that, where they're sent there not to really just break you up, but fucking kill you if they need to. And if you get in the way enough, they'll just do that. Because they don't give a shit. Like, I mean, when it comes down to, like, the status quo of the system continuing on chugging, like, one individual being a tiny little nuisance on a cog versus, the cog being replaced is a lot more, prevalent. Like, they'd rather deal with, the little thing that's, like, jamming up the cog instead of maybe, I don't know, like, replacing the whole, like, the whole, like, cog system in the first place, because it's a little obsolete.
To happen. These fucking hot dog skin dips regularly own, destroy, bully, beat the shit out of environmental activists who in most instances are just fucking literal crunchy granola dudes who just want to save the environment. It's like old grandmas and shit. They have not only bullied and beat the shit out of environmental activists, they have tactics to torture them too. Sometimes when you strap yourself on to like one of those like heavy machineries or whatever, cops literally use what do they call it? Like it's like kinetic torture or something, where they hit you in your pressure points deliberately, specifically. It's called pain compliance. Yeah,
yep.
Pain compliance.
Pain compliance is what I was talking about.
More key info from the activists. So to summarize, one of the...
I mean, a part of that is not just, you know, using pressure points and shit, but also maybe using nightsticks to just bludgeon your head with and hoping that they crack your skull on a little bit. Because, at least to some extent, at least in their eyes, that's pain compliance. Because, hey, once you're on the ground, you're easy to detain and arrest. So you're complying then, at least in their eyes.
Georgia accidentally fired
it goes, you know, from just like if you're, you know, like, you know, chained up to a tree or some shit. Yeah, because once you're like slumped, like, then they could break the chain off, and yeah, at that point you're complying because you got a straight up concussion and probably got like, you know, like internal brain bleeding going on.
Another cop. This caused all the cops to freak out. Then they proceeded to murder a protester in their frenzy of cowardice. Yes, this sounds about par for the course. Yeah, that makes infinitely more sense than like some random environmental activist like finding a gun somehow and shooting at the cops.
This is Manuel Terran, also known as Tort, the protester in Atlanta who was shot and killed by police during a confrontation. Police allege protesters shot first, but activists dispute the claim and say an officer was struck by friendly fire. Activists say this recent raid comes on the heels of months of increasing violence from police. This death dramatically escalated the struggle over the building of Cop City. The Atlanta Police Foundation is building a police militarization facility for police to train in urban warfare, known as Cop City. The plans include military-grade training...
Urban warfare. That's how they fucking, like, basically see, you know, patrolling the streets. That's urban warfare to them. Because as far as they're concerned, if... you know, like, killing you and having to do a little bit of paperwork is, you know, something that is, you know, worth doing instead of just having to, like, you know, go for the entire justice system process and shit. You know, this is, like, essentially is how they're going to be fucking trained for it, because this is what that's about. Like, having, like, a little mock-up village and shit to, like, basically do, like, militarized, like, fucking street-to-street tactics and shit. Like, I mean, this is just basically, like, outright fascist shit. I mean, this is basically just, like, saying, yeah, we're just gonna basically be, like, the Gestapo. And, like, the Stasi all mixed in one little nice bundle. Are we great? It's like, we're the police. Please love us. While we build, like, military forts and shit, like, on, you know, like, native land and all that. It's like, oh, yeah, awesome, cool.
Warfare in explosive testing areas, dozens of shooting ranges, and a Black Hawk helicopter landing pad. The project will cost $90 million.
This is a military base. I mean, honestly, if she was describing a small little, like, military base, you know, or like a little military training facility, like a little small one or something like that, I would believe it.
$60 million in corporate funding and $30 million in tax dollars. The Atlanta Police Foundation has refused to make the corporate sponsors of the facility public. Activists say the police are blocking public debate and withholding environmental assessment reports. They also say they won't give up on the fight to stop Cop City.
I know that, like, some of the coverage was like, oh, the environmentalist shot first. Don't believe it.
It's bullshit. Like, I won't even acknowledge that as a fucking claim. It's like, no, that didn't happen. Like, I mean, like, 99% of, like, environmentalists are just like, yeah, guns, Like, a lot of them aren't even fond of them at all. Like, I mean, you got, like, the rare 1% like me that are okay with them. So, but there's, like a lot of them are just, like, a little hippy-dippy, like, free love, bruh, you know, types and shit. Not that I'm dogging on that. I mean, I'm just, yeah, that's a good thing. You want those people. But I'm just, you know, all in all, I'm just saying, it's just like, fuck, dude.
I'm sorry. One, cops have not shown any evidence whatsoever. If there was evidence, you bet your fucking ass they would run with it immediately. First thing...
Oh, yeah. I mean, that'd basically be the first thing. It's like, here's every angle, every photo, every, like, video frame, every little thing that we could possibly show to prove that this guy fucking did it. You know, if there was even remotely an actual, like, you know, shred of proof, you know, that this guy did it, they would be releasing every little bit of it. But... where is it? Where is it, bitch?
Blaster. They'd be like, this twisted fucking cop killer freak failed in murdering a cop in cold blood. You know what I mean? These fucking pieces of lose their fucking minds and unironically act like people are trying to murder them when they get a cold McDonald's burger. Okay? They're like, oh, this person knew I was an off-duty cop and
Officer Garrett. I remember this. Emotional breakdown over having to wait for Egg McMuffin. I don't know how much more I could take. I cannot take the fact that they might kill me with this uncooked cold Egg McMuffin. What if I get salmonella? It's like, yeah, what if you do? It's called go to the doctor, bitch. Cry me a river.
murder me with a McDonald's burger that was cold. When will the death and destruction that these brave boys and girls in the blue withstand end? Get the fuck out of here. If that person was unironically fucking shooting at them, they would immediately release it. Footage of the event, just anything and everything. That's number one. Number two, there's no history of like environmental protesters killing cops, but there is a history of cops killing or brutally torturing environmental protesters. It's kind of the thing that happens all the time. Most of these like environmental activists unfortunately get no coverage, partially because they're crusty anarchists that are doing a great job, by the way. They're doing a brilliant,
yeah, crusty anarchists,
and brave thing, and the media rarely ever covers it, and partially because they are going up against, they're engaging in an anti-capitalist action, trying to disrupt capital forces, and there are a lot of corporate entities involved in this process. It would disrupt numerous industries. That's why there is a Hollywood component in this as well, because they'll probably use Cop City to shoot movies.
But I bet people dogpiling that Starbucks employee didn't say shit about that. No, of course not. Like, I mean, because that's, you know, to them, that Starbucks employee is just whining and not being, you know, not actually, you know, pulling themselves up by the bootstraps, while that cop is actually, you know, being on the front lines and serving his country and blah, 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 blah. It's like, why don't you go make that cop that fucking Starbucks properly instead of whining like a bitch? That's exactly what the fuck they'd say.
That's why there's millions of dollars in corporate backing involved in this.
And back, I mean, if you don't see the rest of the chat saying it, I think it's just on your end.
Lastly, and perhaps not the least important component of this, cops shoot other cops all the fucking time. So you want me to believe the least likely scenario over the most likely scenario? Get the fuck out of here. Literally.
Dude, I remember there was like sometime, I think it was last year at some point, I think probably around like July or August, there was like a video that I saw of like this cop that shot one, like an undercover cop, and killed him basically because they were trying to catch a perp and they mistaken that perp as one of the fucking undercovers. And it's just like, and honestly, like the whole idea of friendly fire is straight up fucking, you know, just the same type of shit over and over and over again, where it's just like, you know, they will, you know, freak the fuck out, get too trigger happy, and will straight up accidentally shoot and kill each other, more or less, or just random civilians, you know, more so than the actual people they're trying to fucking shoot. Even then, they shouldn't be fucking shooting at them like 95% of the damn time. And at times they probably should, they never fucking do. Like, you know, like these fucking, like, school shootings and shit. Like, with Uvalde, for example. It's like, there's no reason for that shit to have ever fucking happened. It's like, when the first guy showed up, they should have waltzed in there, barged in that fucking door, and raised that AR-15 and just went bop once, and then one and done. It wouldn't have been the end of it. And shit, like, and the, you know, the overall body count would have been, like, 3, instead of however the fuck many it was. What was it, like 19 or some shit? I mean, it was fucking insane. And it's like, there's no reason for that type of shit to be fucking happening. So it's like the rare times they probably should fucking start using their goddamn guns, they never fucking do. And the times they probably shouldn't, or just never should at all, or just get way too fucking trigger happy, then it's like, it's when they should never be using it. And then that's like the one time they do fucking use it. Always double tap, you should know this. I mean, if you got like a 5.56 going through your head, I think the hole that is, you know, going to be left from that is going to be enough. Because the other shooter was using 5.56 as well, and some of the details about the victims from that are alone enough to know that, you know, like a head is going to go pop like a melon. Just as I saw 2 cop cars pull over one guy to put Sinessa strong. Dude, when cops at night pull people over around here, it starts with 1 and then it ends up being like 4 or 5 within 5 to 10 minutes. I've said this the other night, you know, when that homeless guy got, you know, stole $20 worth of shit that did not merit any of that fucking nonsense. It's like, what do you have to fear in the fucking suburbs? Dude, for fucking real. It's like, what is this, like, homeless black guy gonna fucking do to you with some paper towels and maybe a beer or 2? Like, the fuck are you, what's he gonna do? Throw, like, a full beer at you? Just like, nah, and start running? Oh no, better get your cardio going. I hope you've been doing your cardio lately. Cause, like, goddamn, bro. I hate to have to start running. That'd be such a shame. And also, even then, you know, at that point, just let the fucker go. It's like $20 worth of shit. It doesn't merit like 5 motherfuckers, you know, rolling up, like 5 cop cars and like 8 motherfuckers rolling up on one dude. And that's taxpayers at work right there, ladies and gents. Well, at least mine, you know, from a town at least. But, I mean, it's all of us, because that's how just these cops are. That's how they all act.
Well documented. Friendly fire is a thing that happens. The GBI, which operates under Republican Governor Brian Kemp's orders, has released scanned information, and on Thursday night told The Guardian no body camera footage of the shooting exists. Ooh, interesting. At least half a dozen other
I guarantee you, because none of them had body cams.
protesters who were in the force at the time.
That needs to be like, honestly, it needs to be a federal law. And it needs to be penalty by a outright fucking like 10-year felony minimum, you know, of tampering with that shit. Where it's like, that shit is on all times when they clock on their shift, like I clock on to work. Like, you know, that probably means like, you know, like when they get their vests on, you know, in the locker room, or whenever the process of like, once, you know, they got the thing to have it on them and shit, whenever that starts, it records. So yeah, that means you get to hear their locker room talk too, even. And yeah, we should. And all that shit should be, you know, immediately available on public record, you know, and easily accessible. Where it's like, you know, where it's like organized, you know, in like a spreadsheet where it's like by the date, you know, per officer and their badge number and name. And, you know, and basically every log of their fucking day and their fucking shift. And if you think, you know, hey, you know, I had an encounter with this cop and it was a little fuckity, you know, then you can go to the very specific thing, you know, and the very specific incident and, you know, go through that type of shit. You know, and have actual public access to these type of things. Or if you feel like, hey, you know, you got a friend that got, you know, gaffled up and you thought it was some bullshit, you know, and you want to go see for yourself, there you go. You got, you know, a way to do things like this. And cops don't like that, and they will do all sorts of things possible to try to loophole around it, but that's why it needs to be a 10-year minimum felony, because fuck around, find out, bitch. Like, they need to be held to the, like, very extreme standards of shit like this. Like, if they get caught stealing $20 worth of shit, you know, 10-year minimum there, too. Like, I mean, if some random dork like me, you know, steals shit, who gives a fuck? But if a cop does it, 10 years. Fuck you. You're a cop. Like, you're supposed to be enforcing the laws, you corrupt fucking hog.
Communicated to other activists that
how to get away from murder. Well, that's the point, is to hold them accountable for shit like that. It's not going to stop every fucking cop for being a corrupt pig dog fucking shitbag, but at least, you know, we'll start thinning that herd out. And that's the whole point. But of course, you know, sadly, nothing like that would ever go through unless, you know, we had like some random ass like hair in the ass of our, you know, like of our government to just suddenly have the stars align where they just decide to push that shit out of nowhere. But again, you know, I wish. But at least, you know, we could try to get this on at state levels, you know, and shit. So at least, you know, like some of these states, you know, can at least have some form of this type of shit. And it needs to be like a very strict sense of like, you know, mandatory body cam shit. It can't just be like, oh, you have to have it on you. No. They can't just have it on them. They can't just, you know, have an ability to, you know, oh, every time we have, you know, an encounter with someone, we turn it on. No. They turn that shit on. They do not turn it off until they're, you know, ending their shift. They turn it on at the beginning of it, and they turn that shit off at the end of it. Even on their breaks. Even during their fucking break time. If they're on lunch and shit, I want to see that shit too. I want to see what the fuck they're doing. I don't give a fuck about what they're eating. It's about everything else that they might be doing in between that. Because fuck these hogs. Why see, like, they don't deserve, like, the respect of the trust, you know, that they deserve, or that they think they deserve. Like, cause as far as I'm concerned, they haven't earned that shit from me. It's like there's very rare exceptional, like, cases historically that I could think of, you know, times where someone who is an officer of the law is someone that could be trusted. Sig Hakefield is at least one example that comes off in my head, and there's at least a few other people similar to him, you know, like, that have, you know, existed out there in times past. But again, that's why they're exceptionally rare cases. They're usually, you know, like, names you find in history, not exactly, you know, like the police force that acts like this.
They believe the state trooper could have been shot by another officer or by his own firearm. Meanwhile, both Tehran and local activists are looking into legal action of Manuel's mother told the Guardian.
And also, I love that little bit. It's like, he could have been shot by another officer or sheriff or by his own gun. And frankly, it is not uncommon for cops to accidentally shoot themselves with their fucking gun. So, honestly, I guarantee you that's what happened. This fucking dipshit pig, you know, doesn't know how to fucking operate his goddamn weapon, and has been improperly trained, had the safety off, probably pulled it out because shit was getting intense, and had his finger on the trigger when he was pulling his gun out of his holster and shot his own fucking leg, and the rest of the cops around him started blasting. And thus, you know, one of those cops killed, you know, one of these protesters and shit. That's probably what the fuck happened. And none of them have body cams, so can't necessarily verify it, but honestly, that sounds like some Occam's razor shit, at least when it comes to the scenario of these stupid fucking pigs, because frankly, it's not necessarily the first time that's happened. You know, so it's like one cop accidentally shoot themselves with their gun because they're a fucking moron when it comes to operating a weapon, and then the rest of the fucking feral hogs, you know, go wild. I mean, it's not exactly uncommon for shit like this to happen. It happened with the 2020 protests. I mean, they couldn't use their live weapons and shit. But if, like, you know, one cop accidentally, you know, shot off one of their, like, you know, 40mm grenade launchers and shit, the rest of them would start freaking out and be like, oh, fuck, alright, time to charge or some shit, and a random, like, rush would happen out of nowhere. And I could tell it wasn't necessarily ordered because half of the officers would sit there being like, oh, fuck, okay, I better start running. You know, some of them would look a little confused themselves because the rest of them got all fucking crazy because one of them shot something. You know, so it's just like, this is not uncommon. They do this all the time because they're fucking feral and aggressive, and I guarantee you they probably take, you know, steroids in those lockers. That's why also, when they're in the locker rooms, turn that shit on, because I guarantee you they're doing some injections before they go on shift.
Go to the U.S. to defend Manuel's memory. I'm convinced.
Or at least some of them.
Assassinated in cold blood. How is it possible?
I'm curious to see if they are, right?
Oh, come on now. How is it possible? How did that happen so frequently, you know? How? The incident was the latest in a ramping up of law enforcement raids on the force in recent months. Protests began late 2021 after the then Atlanta Mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, announced plans for the training center. The forest had been named in city plans for 4 years earlier as a key part of the efforts to maintain Atlanta's renowned tree canopy as a buffer against global warming and to create what would be the metro area's largest park. Breaking a widely circulated photo clearly shows...
Which sounds like such a better fucking thing to have than a military cop base. Like, yeah, like, I mean, from what I understand, like, they kind of, like, Atlanta, like, from the vague details I have kind of heard from some of this, is that this, like, forest, I mean, it's not like a huge, like a forest that I would, you know, think of, like, you know, the, you know, like with the Cascade Mountains or some shit where it's just vast and everywhere, but it's still like a little forest patch. And it's, from my understanding, very vital for Atlanta because it kind of helps, you know, with a lot of, like, being a natural filter for less, you know, like, regional pollutants in the area and stuff. It kind of helps, you know, with a lot of local bog and smog and shit like that, you know, builds up in the area. And it's basically considered like Atlanta's lungs, essentially, you know, and to basically flatten the fuck out of essentially most of it, if not like all of it, basically, would be just regionally utterly disastrous. and environmentally horrible. Which just shows that even if it's not necessarily for, like, oil or fracking or pipelines or whatever the fuck, like, I mean, just, you know, innate random expansionistic, you know, like, building of random shit, whether it's like a cop military base or whatever the fuck, strip malls or whatever the hell, I mean, it's utterly disastrous, and it just kind of shows that there needs to be a far more smarter and, different approach when it comes to, like, you know, expanding when it comes to, like, population growth for different specific type of projects. Though, to be fair, this stupid cop shit should never be a fucking thing in the first place. But I wonder why that got lobbied so heavily and got pushed and overworked in comparison to a gigantic park. Which, frankly, sounds way more cooler and way more awesome. Like, you know, then at that point, it would actually be maintained as a natural, like, reserve area. So then it would actually be, like, maintained as a forest and actually have more of a, you know, like, yearly, care towards it, you know, at that point. You know, so, I mean, it's like, the fuck. It's like, what should we do with this, you know, little patch of forest? Do we make, like, a military base for cops that nobody wants, basically? Or do we want something that actually kind of helps, you know, like, kind of maintain, you know, some of the natural, like, you know, filtration along of, you know, the city, and, you know, kind of helps make a big park, you know, for people to, you know, go travel to, and just have a nice little natural area to go be at and shit, Nah, let's just destroy that. Let's just destroy the land. Here, we in Georgia, we Georgia folk don't need no trees. It's just entirely on peaches and tea. But you need trees for peaches. Peach trees? You need trees. How do you get your fucking peaches? Widely circulated photo clear shows members of SWAT team in Atlanta that killed climate activist Samuel Teran were wearing body cameras. Wait, so they were wearing body cams. Oh. Yeah, where the fuck is the footage now, huh? So there is footage of this. They probably either scrubbed it or they buried that somewhere. Because, or they probably have, like, hidden those, like, body cams in, like, a safe or some shit. Because, yeah, they're not letting that shit get out. Unless there's a straight up fucking trial or something. Because, this shit is fucking insane. What, like... Man, it honestly does kind of make me a little exceptionally fucking pissed, because, like, there was mass fucking protests for, like, a year and a fucking half, essentially, where there's a lot of, you know, pushback against, you know, police brutality, and towards, you know, cops, you know, and their general culture of how they work and operate, and yet, basically, essentially, broadly, what has just happened, essentially, is a fucking doubling down of everything. So, you know, when it comes to that. It's like, nah. It's like we haven't learned shit. We're just gonna keep, you know, doing what we've been doing. In fact, we're gonna rub it in. We're gonna build, like, a military base for us. Yeah, it's like a militarized cop base. What are you gonna do? Fuck you. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're gonna protest about that? Here, let's just shoot one of you because we got a little stir crazy because one of our guys, you know, was too much of a fucking idiot, didn't know how to use a gun. Because that also kind of puts the question, like, I mean, how, like, they obviously are not being properly taught, you know, like, any actual firearm usage at all. Because if one of them's stupid enough to try to, like, you know, unholster their weapon, or maybe not even that, maybe you just, like, discharged because the trigger got, you know, manipulated in the holster in some way, and his safety was off. It's like, I mean, these motherfuckers obviously are not exactly trained properly on firearm usage. Especially considering a lot of times when they do use it, they're not exactly keeping all their shots on target. There's like that one time where there was like the UPS truck that got hijacked, and they killed the UPS driver, or at least like shot or wounded him. I think they actually did kill him. On top of the guy that I don't even think they killed the guy who hijacked the car either. And I think they also like wounded some other random dude like that was in the car, like in some other car or some shit, and were using other people's vehicles as fucking like the barriers and like the fence with people like in those cars just like there, and it's just like, what in the fuck is wrong with these people? It's like, what in the fuck, putting everyone like at risk and shit. And that's not just for the whole firearm safety part at that point. That's just like, I mean, honestly it is, because the whole idea is like, you know, like what's downrange and what's behind your target, and also like what is within the firing range of your of where you're shooting at and shit. Even if you're not directly like, let's, you know, if you got like cars and pedestrians and shit over here, and yet you're shooting this direction or some shit, right? It's just like, I mean, you still need to consider this shit. I mean, it's just like, it's like, I'm just an average random motherfucker. Even I'm not the most experienced dude about this shit, but I know more than most of these cops, apparently. It's like, fucking, what the God, oh my God, it really annoys me. Because that's how they're trained to be. It's not really a quink and dink that, you know, they act like that. They're just trained, pull, shoot, mag dump. You know, because, you know, you don't want to have like a sense of, oh, maybe I didn't need to use it if you shoot 1 or 2 times, or maybe 3 times at most. If you really fear for your life, then you gotta mag dump that shit. That's why they do that a lot. Whenever, you know, someone who is instantly killed and shit, that's why they usually are like, bam, 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 like just constantly shooting that fucking thing. And usually are, and most service weapons for them, at least when it comes to their handgun, is a Glock, and they carry a lot of rounds. Usually most of them carry like 15 plus, give or take, depending on the caliber and the model. So it's just like, I mean, it's just like, it's fucking ridiculous. And there's no reason why they need to be trained the way they are when it comes to that shit. I've never seen a group of people with no reason to be fearful yet. They would shoot their own shadow. Well, they evidently would shoot their own self. Because they're that stupid. I mean, it's just like, that's why, you know, it's so ridiculous. Because they're not necessarily, you know, trained at like how to, you know, properly use it and be safe with it, and also like when to use it. They're just taught to like, here's the basics, here's how you shoot it, and that's it. I mean, it's like, I think even like military service members get trained way more than that shit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because they basically literally have to like, yeah, at certain points, basically get to a rate where they, you know, like, have to, like, you know, totally disassemble and reassemble the rifle to, you know, at least, you know, I don't know if it's, like, totally true, at least, when it comes to, some branches, but I think at least for the USMC, basically do it blindfolded. I mean, that might be the Rangers, or the SEALs, maybe. I think, I don't know which branch specifically does that, but there's, at least, you know, for some, they get so proficient, they at least essentially can do it with, you know, to their eyes closed and shit. You know, I should see if I can get proficient enough to do that. But to be fair, I mean, in AK, it's not exactly hard to disassemble or reassemble at all. Honestly, it's so fucking easy. Yeah, you know what? I could easily do that blindfolded. I don't have it in here. I have it in the truck, but I'd try though. Honestly, I would take a little gamble and take a little test. They're like, all right, let's do it. Just like, because I have my lap, so work. At least for a total disassembly, I would have to like. Oh, I have it over here. Well, I guess I could try that tomorrow. Know what? There needs to be another Superman parody, but he isn't afraid to impose. Doesn't matter, but it's like, oh, you aren't going to stop me from arresting those corrupt fucks? Didn't think so. I mean, honestly, like, a little bit more of an edgy, like, type of Superman would make more sense, at least in my mind, like that. Because then at least a little bit more, like, reclusive, like, Clark Kent, you know, thing that he does to try to, like, mask his identity would make more sense. Because if he has, like, a totally... Because if he also has at least, like, a little bit of a different personality on top of that, then I feel like that would at least be, you know... It would make a little more sense, because he doesn't exactly have that much of a personality change outside of just being not as charismatic or talkative. Clark, you can't force your will. Yes, you can, you Superman. And Batman does that shit too, honestly. Like, he can't even bitch. You divorced me, goddamn. And I've seen people with an airplane do the will you marry me thing, but this is even better, bro. Damn, son. That's actually not really better, but I mean, that's just like, damn. Definitely didn't expect that. And I love it. Little boy's just so sleepy. Just a sleepy, sleepy little bubby. Look at you. Oh, you're looking like a little coca bean again. So just to leave with the mentality. Okay, these people are too fucking dumb. We need to take the reins here. Oh, so he has kind of this sense of, like, a little bit of moral superiority about it. It's like, oh, look at these morons. Nah. Well. No, it just twitches little paw. It's so cute. Here. Let's see what random little things be happening on the tube besides that absurd shit with fucking pigs being pigs all over. Someone tries to throw paint on him and gets backhanded. Well, I mean, they kind of deserve to get backhanded at that point. Because, like, I mean, you gonna be that much of a dumb fool? Seriously? It's like, boo. It's like, come on now. It's like, you definitely deserve it at that rate. I've seen this whole Mud Wizard thing going around. I kind of want to see this. I've never seen this clip yet, but I'm seeing it now. Oh my god, wait. These guys are literally stuck in there. They're actually stuck in the mud. Like, that guy right there in the far right, up there in that corner, is actually stuck, dude. They're getting mud balls thrown at them. They're getting mud thrown at him. Oh, look at him. The mud wizard. Oh my god. Let's try to push him. Let's push him over. Knock him over. Knock our little guy over. Oh, he did it himself. It was a domino effect. Oh my god. It's like, fuck your shit. Oh my god, dude, how stuck are they? Oh my lord, this is ridiculous. How windy is it? Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, okay, yep, I love it. Alright, this is the greatest thing ever. I was starting to get like, alright, this is funny, but then that just, oh my god, yes. Yes. Oh my god, yes. Alright, I gotta see that again. Boop. Good luck trying to catch him. Same process regret Thunberg was arrested. Yeah, I haven't seen the clip yet, dude. This is the greatest thing ever, dude. Dude, they keep, oh my god, this is so funny. Defeated by mud. I mean, they can't help but, you know, roll around in the mud, you know what I mean? They keep back and through me there again. On a previous stream. I don't remember seeing it, so I might miss it. Oh my god, it is so fucking windy. He's desperately trying to get his fucking boot out. Oh my god. Oh, there you go, you dumbass hog. Oh my god. It's like a goddamn domino effect. Oh my god. I love it. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're trying to do like some chain. Oh my god. Oh shit, he tried again. Oh damn. The third time was not the charm. Oh, I'm waiting for a headshot. Oh, one of them's gotta have a shield. Oh, how cute. Like, that's supposed to do anything. Oh, that almost was a headshot. I think that nicked him. Oh, that was a good one. Got the shield, but that was a good hit. Ooh, damn, they're landing some good shots. Come on. Oh my god, they're all falling. Dude, wow, what a sad bunch of sopping bitches, bro. What a bunch of sows. Oh my god, dude, someone got a good headshot on this guy. Dude, look at that. Someone got a headshot there. Nice. The Mud Wizard and his grand army. He's one of the lesser known Chaos Wizards, but this is one of his battles. He made an appearance on this day. And he was victorious. Dude, they're just getting pelted. I love it. Oh my god, it is so fucking beautiful. Oh, that is so
Oh,
beautiful.
that is so beautiful. Oh, 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 that is so beautif
Bacchanalia. Wait, what? What is this? What's going on here? Why is it so Christmassy? Hey, it's either way too late or way too early. It's way too early for this music. But I like the shit that I'm seeing, though. Whoa, this guy looks like a beast. I am not ready for that. I am really not ready for that type of music in this concurrent juncture. Knoppenschnockt. Hey, some fireworks and shit. Alright, I like it. But yeah, I'm not about that music though, because I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that to just postpone itself until a future conjuncture. Dude, the comment on this fucking video, I like how the title says wizard, as if it's a possibility that he isn't in fact a wizard. Yes, because he is a wizard. Some level 20 monk destroying an entire police squad with quicksand spell. Dude, these comments are fucking platinum. I love how the cops look scared and confused while the wizard is having the best time of his life. Whoever may you be, Mr. Wizard, just know that we salute you. The real wizard is the cameraman who's just walking around like there's nothing on the floor. I mean, that's true. He's the second in command. I love how every single climate is walking through the mode of ease while the cops get more stuck with every step they take. No, I just find that funny. Strongest German police force versus weakest German monk. Damn. Police cells versus mud Chad. Okay, you know what? I'll grant that one a pass. That was actually kind of funny. Funniest videos in a long time. Helmets, body armor, guns of full city power versus mud pies. Oh my god, dude. Oh man, oh, so fucking beautiful. Oh my god. You know what, we dude, like, next time there's, like, a major protest in Portland, we need to just get, like, a bunch of buckets. Like, a bunch of them. Just get a bunch of dirt, a bunch of water, and just mix it all up until you get, like, some mud pies like that, you know? And then just start chucking them at the hogs. I mean, you know, it'll wash away in storm drains and stuff. It's mud, you know? It's whatever, you know? It's like, well, what? You know, oh no, some mud got on the street or something. I mean, it's like, it'll wash away, you know. Gives, you know, I guess the workers at night, you know, a little something to do as they, you know, do their little power washes, you know, and stuff. I don't know. I mean, it ain't that big of a deal. It's just fucking mud. So it's just like, I mean, honestly, when it rains hardcore, that fucking waterfront already is like a muddy cesspool as it is when it comes to, like, how, like, walked on and how funky it can get, you know, with how rainy it is sometimes. I mean, the Portland waterfront, honestly, just get some, you know, you got it right there. You got a perfect source. Boom. I mean, you know, it's like, hey, if you need a resupply, go to Portland waterfront, just, like, dump a bunch of water on, like, a hunk of some of the grass and just, like, get a little mud pile going. Oh. How you imagine the trolley problem? You. How the trolley problem really is. Elected official. Corporate interest. Or just communities like advocacy. You. Just everyone's already getting ran over. Well, with the amount of bodies that are going on here, I would imagine at a certain point it would just get backed up and eventually would be halted. How is it fundamentally different in a military academy? Because, well, that's playing devil's advocate. Because why should cops be a militarized force? That's what's really wrong with it, is that they're being more trained into the idea that they're a militarized force, that, you know, the places that in the communities that they're supposed to be protecting are seen as more combat zones, and basically treats everyone as a potential threat, and ends up having a more aggressive temperamental trigger finger. Thus, more violence and more brutality, becomes as a result. There. I know where you're getting with, but I mean, it's not even there. It's not really too hard to, see like where the problem could be. Cops aren't going to war, soldiers are. Well, for as far as it stands at this point, cops basically are. You are really hyped up on Deus Ex at the moment. Blame tisms.
The hell with your tisms. Not but use as an excuse to cut yourself down to the bone.
I'm just fucking with you. I really don't know what that was supposed to mean, honestly. Biggest interest of cops seems to be cops. Yeah, that tends to be the case in a lot of ways. And their own hubris, for the most part, too. But yet, it's everyone else that seems to be the scary big problem. And yet, in order to fix their issues, they need more funding and more militarization and more guns.
What you doing, boo-boo? Boo-boo, what you doing?
Well, now you're getting all scratchy. Oh yeah, I have fun there.
Goofy little pup.
Really, the first busted game coming out, police train teenagers to be apathetic to violence and comment how well it worked. Worked for you, killing machine. Well, that's just basically how a lot of video game. Well, that's just like how a lot of American entertainment tends to be. Like how, a lot of other, Western entertainment seems to be pretty desensitized about things like sex and shit. Violence isn't as much. I mean, they still like it too, obviously, but, in a sense of, entertainment and media. But, not as much as in comparison to America, where it's pretty much flipped, where it's we're very desensitized towards violence when it comes to our entertainment versus sex. And even then, we tend to be very obsessed with sex either way. We just treat it, at least on a more public level, very taboo-like. The bootlickers are dumb. The cop said he had a gun. He didn't have any arms. Yeah, but what if he fired off his toes, huh? It's like, how's that even possible? Here. Let's see. So I forgot your ear flipped over again. Hey, boob. Hey, butt. Hey. Hey, you got your little ear flipped over. Here, come here. You. Alright. Yeah, you need that ear flipped. Hey, give me that ear. Give me your little ear. Give me your head or your ear, something. I'm trying to flip your... Get your little ass over here. You little... Oh, my... There. Was that hard? Was it that difficult? Goddamn. It's like that one story DFF covered, DFF covered where a cop claimed to handcuff a woman, shot herself. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Where it's like, yeah, we had this woman handcuffed, and she somehow mysteriously, like, got shot in the head. She totally shot herself, even though she was handcuffed. And honestly, it's just like, I guess it's not, like, inherently impossible, but, like, how in the fuck did she do that in the back of a police cruiser, right? Like, I mean, what? Was there just a gun snuck around back there and just had easy access to that or something?
So we...
Psych attack. Weed use reduces pill use. Or pill abuse. Well, it's not reducing pill use, it's just the abuse of them. But I mean, shit, I could have told you that. This recreational cannabis law is linked with reduced demand for prescription codeine. Huh.
Study here that came out of the, I believe it's...
Well, that's like for at least like one thing.
Journal of Duh. Recreational cannabis laws...
The Journal of Duh.
Reduced...
Yeah, exactly. I could have told you this.
Dementia. Me saying those words was dementia. Recreational cannabis laws linked with reduced demand for prescription codeine.
How competent are they that a handcuffed woman took their gun? Which, how is that even possible in the first place? Like, I mean, so, you know, it's just like, I mean, if you're so fucking, you know, ridiculous to where a handcuffed woman somehow got your gun and shot herself, you know, with it, you know, that it still doesn't make you look good. Like, no matter what, that situation does not make the cops look good.
Study. Our research indicates that recreational cannabis laws substantially reduce distribution of codeine to pharmacies and overlook potential benefit for legalizing recreational cannabis use. So in other words, what they're saying is, hey, when you give people a different way to numb their pain, ease their anxiety, give them a little pick-me-up, you get a reduction in, you know, other kinds of abuses. You know, other kinds of addictions.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just kind of obvious. I mean, like, there's... I mean, at least, you know, like, for me, you know, been too many different cases of people who have been able to, like, either wean themselves off or get themselves off of, you know, different drugs entirely and shit. You know, just by smoking weed. I mean, shit. You know, my mom's been at least significantly reduced off of her Oxy prescription and shit. And for the most part, just has a vape pen. Smokes that. You know, she has like a marijuana vape, and that's what she uses. I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, honestly. I like to dip blunts in liquor codeine. I mean, like liquid codeine? Well, probably don't want to do that. That doesn't sound like a good time. That sounds terrible, honestly. Oh shit. Do slugs prove gourd? Do the slugs prove the gourd situation? Check the guy's face. Check the guy's face. Check the guy's face situation.
You know, God told us to take dominion over creation in the book of... You know, God told us to take dominion over creation. And then you play the music so loud that you can barely even hear that dude talking. Maybe God should have told you to take dominion over the volume of your music.
Genesis, that means to study, understand, and control it.
Why does this guy look like if my mayor of Portland, Ted Wheeler, fucking, like, became a weird-ass fucking pastor?
Because we can learn so much from it.
I don't mean to, I'm not trying to disparage this dude, okay? I mean, I am, because he sucks, but, like, I'm not trying to disparage him in this way, but I'm just going to tell you my first impression of him, and you tell me I'm wrong about this. This dude looks like an initially trustworthy character from a TV show that later ends up betraying the main character. Turns out he's the bad guy, or he's working with the bad guy. If you trust him with...
So, yeah, it sounds like the current Portland mayor. So, yeah, wow. So, that, yeah, okay. Yeah, sums it up all pretty well.
Kids, you molest your kids. If you trust him with your wife, you raped your wife. If you trust him with the secret code, don't give these to the Nazis at any point. That's when you find that, you know, he's a Sig Heil son of a bitch. This is just that guy. This is the movie betrayer. This is the guy that's gonna do the bad. This is the guy that's like, initially, he's the trustworthy, oh man, Bill, we've known you for years. Then it turns out, he was a liar the whole time.
I mean, it's actually John and worked for the enemy. The cartels, the mafia. Insert bad guy here.
A slug. A slug, you say?
What a delivery. I mean, we could even learn from a slug.
Slugs.
A slug, you say? That's
ooh,
right,
giggity.
Jim. A garden variety garden slug.
Yeah. It turns out that there's a certain kind
I love that the audience he's trying to, like, appeal to is a group of people that would be incredulous that they could learn anything about a slug. Can you really learn something from a slug? It's like any intellectually curious person already knew that you could. So
yeah. I mean, there's... Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this weirdo actually kind of gets into it a little bit, but, you know, with the weird, like, slimy residue stuff that slugs put out, you know, when they, you know, kind of do their thing, slugging around, like, you know, at least when it immediately, like, it excretes out and all that, it's kind of elastic, and, like, at least for a while, like, at least when it came to, like, you know, sealing up wounds, they're obviously outside of maybe, like, a rag or some shit. There wasn't really much that you can do, and sewing/stitching the wound back up wasn't exactly sanitary either, though I'm sure could have been done. So, funny enough, a lot of, you know, things that some people did was actually use... you know, like, and gather up different slugs to make a lot of different slime to kind of put over the wounds, so that would actually be a way to, you know, help kind of seal it in a sense, you know, and be able to kind of act like almost like a glue in a sense, and also use that, you know, for other things such as, you know, meshing shit together and kind of forming like kind of a seal with stuff, you know, to put, you know, to kind of put things together. So there's kind of like a utility, you know, to having, you know, that elastic kind of slimy residue that they leave behind around. And eventually, you know, over time, you know, humanity was able to kind of synthesize, you know, a different version of what that is, so we didn't have to have, like, slug farms and shit, right? You know, so, I mean, like, honestly, there is stuff you can learn about slugs, and, I mean, shit, there's, I mean, outside of that, there's different things that you can learn about them. You know, so it's like, I mean, and we do know about it, honestly. I mean, I don't really know if there's, like, much else we can learn about the slug at this point biologically. So, maybe there is, I'm sure. But, you know, at the end of the day, though, like, I mean, you know, any curious person obviously can figure out what the hell a slug's about, and be like, what is this thing? What can we learn from this?
Weird, like, you're clearly
from the
trying
mighty
to
slug.
talk to people who are so ignorant that they would poo-poo information garnered from observing a slug. Observing anything in this world, you can learn things. And you know, one thing I don't learn observing the behavior of a slug is that God is real. I learn an awful lot about slugs. Don't learn too much about God, though.
Slug that lives in Northern Europe.
Yeah, you're wondering, like, so how are slugs gonna be, you know, like, intertwined with God? Because, I mean, honestly, like, I already have a feeling about where it may go, but it's definitely not gonna be the whole, like, you know, blind watchmaker, type of argument, because like, oh well, how did God make this thing, when it comes to like the value that it produces, when it comes to like the land and the herbs and nature, that is bountiful for us and all that other shit. It's gonna be intertwined to some stuff like that.
That slugs, when they move, they leave a slime trail. It's just kind of
Knew it. That whole slime thing I was talking about, fucking knew it.
sticky, gooey, watery thing. You can actually see their trail as they're crawling along. Well, scientists started to study.
Took Texas off the list, possible place to move. Well, I think when it came out to her, she kind of probably reconsidered Texas, considering a lot of their social policies. So, she probably actually considered that and said, nah. Arizona and New Mexico aren't nearly as bad about that.
Know that. True facts, y'all. Did you guys know that slugs leave a trail? Therefore, Jesus. This has been a presentation of Moron Ministries.
This slug from Europe.
With Pastor Dipshit.
And they realized their
Or Pastor Wheeler. It's like Ted Wheeler decided to retire and now he's a weird, grifty ass pastor.
Very, very elastic, which means you can stretch it and it'll snap back. And very, very...
Wow, I never knew what elastic meant.
Sticky.
Uh-huh.
Now...
Is he teaching like kindergartners?
Years, scientists have...
I'm still waiting around, man. This video is gonna take a major turn at some point to get to God, huh? 'Cause we started off with like, did you know slugs leave a trail? Did you know that the mucus trail the slug leaves behind is very sticky?
Honestly, you know what? I feel like this is basically meant to be a video meant for like kids who are growing up in like one of those Christian schools or something, dude. I think this is what this video is meant to be. Like, because honestly, like, the whole idea of, like, the whole, like, religious, education and religious science, I feel like this is what the fuck this is supposed to be. And because this dude is sounding like he's really, like, explaining this to, like, kids. So I have a strong feeling this is meant to be for, like, like, the later stage elementary school kids or something, like, 5th or 6th grader types, like, well, wow, so here's what, like, elastic means, and this and that, and blah, 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 and... Here's like how a slug can be, interwoven with God or something. And what? I'm about to put the fear of God in Zuka. What the fuck are you doing?
Sticky. It's like, okay, what you got for me? How's this prove God?
Use things like super glue to bind up wounds.
Okay.
And they thought, it's a little toxic and it turns a little brittle. What we need is a really flexible
super glue.
That will stay sticky.
What?
And they just...
How in the fuck it would, like, dude, ancient peoples didn't have super glue, you weirdo. What?
Slug slime and thought these has the perfect characteristics for glue. Now don't get too excited about, having some slug slime slapped onto your cut, because it takes a lot of slugs to form enough slime to fit the market. And, slug slime farms aren't exactly practical because the slugs...
What are we doing here? Turning this around to some kind of point.
I know. I'm starting to be like, what the fuck? What's going on?
Because like I am not seeing how we're gonna get from where we are to the existence of God. I mean, I kind of thought I did see it for a second when you were gonna tell me like, oh man, it turns out this slug's slime is perfect for closing wounds. And then you were gonna tell me like, oh, that's because God made it that way. What a wonderful God. He hid a little Easter egg for us in the slug slime. But now you're saying, like, yeah, it's very impractical, actually. So, like, that can't be it, right?
I mean, yeah, that's what I initially thought, so it's like...
They exude this kind of slime when they're scared. Because they don't want birds. Like, if a bird's flying overhead,
what?
Comes the sticky slug slime glue.
Uh-huh.
And if the bird comes and tries to pull the...
We are 1 minute and 31 seconds into this 2 minute and 22 second video, and we still have no idea how any of this pertains to God.
The slug off the sidewalk, it's stuck to the sidewalk. So the only way to get the sticky glue is to scare the slugs.
Uh-huh.
And slug slime farms aren't exactly practical.
You already said that. Couldn't you cut out repeat instances? Do we really need you to tell us that slug slime farms aren't practical twice in a row?
I guess he needs to really emphasize on the point.
Goddamn 22-second video?
I mean, you set up a movie theater, you put all your slugs on the seats, and you show them movies of scary birds. And
Oh my god, this is so.
Oh my god, what? Yeah, dude, this is. I have a strong feeling this is meant to be like some religious private school video that just got uploaded by the ministry that made it.
Thank you so much for this
Oh my
comedic
God.
imagery. Wow. Take the slugs to the movie theater, show them the.
Let's show our little, 12-year-old Jimmy, this video about some science about why God truly exists, based off of slugs. As we go into our biological religious science class while you're being homeschooled. Anyway, after this, we're gonna tell you why vaccines are insane. It's like, no.
They called Bird Attack. Show them the Birds by Alfred Hitchcock. Oh my god.
Show them
slugs
Birdemic.
ate birds and it scared
Even slugs will get scared of Birdemic.
them and they piss out their glue. Ah, yes. Glory to God.
And then you scrape the slug slime sticky glue off the seats. I mean, not exactly practical.
Dude, if I had proof of God, I feel it was like, man, I'm going to prove God. This video doesn't claim to just have some evidence to suggest God. It claims it proves God. I feel like I'd throw that in there, pretty early on. Like, guys, I've proven God. Here it is. Here's the proof. But instead, 1 minute, 54 seconds thus far of learning about slugs. Not even really learning much, just learning that slugs leave slime trails. And I guess those slime trails might have some medical applicability. And that's all we've learned.
So what do?
Awesome.
They figured out how to synthesize it.
Wow.
And we now have a formula, sticky
amazing.
slime glue that is
Basically the thing I was mentioning earlier too. It's like, wow, go fucking figure. He's basically just saying like the basic some basic ass shit. It's like, dude, what? We're like, for the love of God, where the fuck is God in any of this? Like, I mean, like, what in the hell? Like, when did, Ted Wheeler become a weird grifty pastor and shit and decide to be, like, horribly even worse, like, and more boring and lame?
being used to seal.
What weird ass bridge is this? Is it even over a fucking river? Does it have a weird, like, what? Where the fuck? What type of park is this?
Ooh, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Because we figured out what God did first.
Oh my fucking God, are you serious? See, we were able to do things, this way and synthesize this because God did it first, and we were able to learn from God. It's like, oh my God, no, oh my fucking Christ, dude. Really? Are we serious? Wouldn't that mean that God is obsolete by proxy because we were able to do things that were better than him? By his own fucking logic? Wouldn't that mean that?
Proof of God. That's it. We saw something in nature and then emulated it. Therefore, God exists. Okay. You see how when I just say it out like that, it doesn't actually prove anything other than the existence of nature and us? Like, the failing...
It's just a roundabout watchmaker argument. I mean, it's not even really that. I mean, it really is just basically like a weird circular, sense of like, oh, I observe nature, thus God. Well, I guess in a way it is a roundabout watchmaker argument, but it's just like, I mean, it's more or less, the whole, like, God of gaps, in a sense. Like, see, God made these things, work, and we made it a little better by, because of, like, the natural gaps that we can't really totally fill because, like, we were only able to really truly learn from God in his mysterious ways or whatever weird jingle shit. Like, I mean, it could really honestly be like a mixture of any of them. Like, when it comes to those type of things. Probably gets high on super glue. Nah, he probably just gets high on that slug elastic stuff. He just, like, he grabs a bunch of it, he gets it all in a little ball, and then he just, like, smokes it up like in a goddamn crack pipe. So, like you said, we were better than God. Yeah.
Brain of that hypothesis.
Which I agree, we are.
Nature exists. None of this is in dispute. It's not practical to harvest it from the slugs themselves. So what we'll do is we'll synthesize it. Bam. Oh, that proves God, though. How does that prove God? In what way? By what logic?
So we can learn from creation. develop products that benefit us in a multitude of ways, even slug slime glue. You know,
Dude, my first impression of that guy was exactly right. He is the betrayer because he shows up to teach you about snails, and then he drops this weird god bomb on you at the very end, and it's like inscrutably bad logic, holds zero water, makes no goddamn sense, but it's just there. It's like, by the way, God is real. If you like these fun facts about slugs, you have no choice but to accept my definitive proof of God. Interesting hypothesis, man. You made me think there.
So profound. He's thought a lot with that one. Gets high on slugs. He just has a bucket of them in his house. Yeah, that's what I mean. He'll just like grab a bunch of it in a little ball, lay it on a little wrap, like one of those little parchment wrap things. Fucking put it in the oven real quick, dry it out, and then fucking smoke that shit. Get high off of it. That's what he does. That's exactly what he does after, the end of every day. Probably has like crazy psychedelics experience why he does it. That's probably why he believes in God. That's why he's, because the snail is his God. Dumb. Cats are awesome. Distinto Bruce Lee. Woo! Damn, little fucking ninja cat, bro. You know who my god is? Is that cat. And it's fucking no-bake cookie I'm just about to just consume right now because goddamn no-bake cookies are fucking fire. I don't even want to hear any criticisms about that. It's a big one, too. What? This mean the cat was in Eden, none of this shit would have happened. Well, yeah. And luckily there wasn't. Because that cat would have been a piece of shit. Eat the apple. Cat slap. Oh shit. It's another Johnny Tsunami short. Alright. I love these. We gotta check this out.
Dragon. Honey.
Honey.
Coconut milk.
Coconut milk. Oh god, whoa, holy shit, damn. Damn, that's squirted everywhere.
Coffee. Dragon.
He's like, 50-50. Oh my god. I love the way he imitates her. Honestly, like, and I found her original channel too, and it's, dude, she has so many of these. I mean, I've done it. I've already been on the rant before, but oh my god, wait, there's another one I haven't even checked out yet. What is that? Was that a Bittergourd? Yeah, it's a Bittergourd. Yeah, yeah. So, what's she do with this? Is she gonna put coffee in that? What?
Know what that is?
Yeah.
But have a cucumber.
Have a cucumber.
Orange.
Orange. Ooh. Oh, flexed on us right there.
Ginger.
Coconut water.
Coconut water.
Cilantro.
Cilantro?
Cilantro.
Coffee. No.
No. Oh, drinks it. Okay.
Coffee. Nah.
Okay, I saw that fucking face he just made. Oh my god, alright. I didn't expect that. So what is that? Anyway. Can he even drink anything out of that?
Water balance is okay.
Was there even a way to find out of... okay. I like his little weird little fruit art, or cucumber art that he made, though. And that little flex with that little orange, like, little flip right there. I was like, alright. Scritching your head. Scritching your head. Hey, well, hey, I'm scritching your head. What, you want me to boop your nose instead? Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Goofy ass little hoe. Did I have a burp? Nope. Thought I did. Yeah. Let's see what other random old things we happen for the tube. I'm getting random recommends of people reacting to the Mud Wizard. Some guy called Aussie Man. Fucking critical. A couple other random other channels, I don't know, but I don't even know who like the Ozman is, but I keep getting recommended different little reacts to it now. Oh, dude, I know Charlie probably has some hilarious ass reacts to that. Was critical. He definitely's got probably some hilarious commentary. I guess I would play that, but we already saw the video, so we'll reminisce on that, you know, another time using his clip. But is there really not much else on the tube besides just kind of all the other shit that I think we kind of talked about here? Yeah. Well, you need to be thuck. Supposed to have shit. Okay, I'm really getting a lot of the wisdom dude now. Jesus Christ. I'm destined to see all the different reacts of the Mud Wizard. One of the lesser known Chaos Wizards, but it is truly beautiful to see him and his and the Mud Folk, you know, come out and in the Grand Army and take out, you know, some of the Imperials. The Mud Wizard and his Grand Army, dude. It was beautiful. And you know what? And the reason why he garners such respect is because he's a frontline commander. The Mud Wizard has never been an armchair commander. He's always, not even like, you know, in the front lines in the sense he's like, you know, behind his men, you know, like, you know, leading them in that way. Nah, he's like right in the very front. He's like well in the front, so everyone in his army can see him, dude. Like, he's, you know, he wants to make sure that he is, you know, the leader and everyone knows, including the enemy. It's like, yeah, I'm right here. What you fucking gonna do? I'm the Mud Wizard. This is my army. Get flexed on. See, up here in the PNW, we got, like, the Forest Wizard. But he doesn't come out often. And in fact, I don't even think there's ever been a sighting. But, there will be a day where he'll, potentially make an appearance. It's always been said that the Forest Wizard, will also come out. And if the Mud Wizard's, coming out and coming forth in battle, that means the other ones are too. They're going to be assembled out eventually. It's only a matter of time before the other wizards, come together. And all the Chaos Wizards, come forth and, like, along with everything that is with the rest of the cosmic, like, wizardry that's going on. It's just like, don't want to fuck with that shit. It's some crazy shit going on. Do one little refresh of the page here and see what other random things here. This is giving me cat memes. You know what? I want to see this little gigantic fluff ball cat. Looks like a chunk.
Hey.
Is there supposed to be a clip? It's just black. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There's the chunk. Oh my god, look at that thick, fluffy boy. That is a thick loaf. That looks like a thick loaf of rye bread. Aww, little fluffy chunky. Oh, I love it when a cat does this and just has his little head down. See, I don't do it right there. I just go right between those ears. I just go like, squeezy, 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 squeezy. Dude, when I did that with Bandit, dude, he fucking loved it so much. And also that too. When I did that, he would go like he would like lean hard into it too. Like that cat's just kind of like, eh. He's kind of gently leaning into it. Bandit would go like he would hardcore lean into it, dude. Like he would put all of his force into it. It's like, I demand bliss. At least he went out like a fucking warrior, though. Because knowing that bastard, he definitely is a cat that puts up a fight. I'm still gonna avenge him one of these fucking days. I swear, because I've always said, I swear to God, if there's a coyote out there, I'm just gonna act on sheer impulse. I'll find a fucking way. It's like, fuck those bastards. Shit, it's like pretty common even in like rural areas to be wary of like coyotes, especially in packs. Like if you're like camping or some shit, if you have little kids, because they're opportunistic. They'll even go after little kids too if they have a chance. It's like, I don't know why there's some people out there that think, oh, they're so cute. It's like, yeah, they're pretty gorgeous looking, but wait until they get hungry. They're not exactly super friendly then, are they? They're still fucking predators. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like, some people definitely be dumb. See, I don't have any faith in you in fighting back against this a coyote. Like, I see you maybe living and surviving, but I don't see you fighting at all. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, nah. I can see him at least surviving, but Dude, the guy wouldn't even have a fucking scratch on him. You might get, like, you know, like a scratch at, maybe a nip at or something, and then you run away like a little bit. You're like, oh god, ah! And then fucking, you know, just dip off. Like, there ain't no way in hell that this dog has any aggression in his body. I really don't think I've seen him, like, genuinely, like, aggressive. Like, I'm about to, like, rip something to shreds aggressive. I see him, you know, super playful, but that's about it. And as I jokingly say, aggressively friendly. But beyond that, he's... I don't think there is. But what time is it? It's all after 2. Yeah, I'm feeling a little hungry, so I think I'll get this nice little bowl smoked cash down, and then probably call it good for the nice little bit of evening, and then hopefully get up early and have some fun at the range and all that fun shit, because I plan on having a damn good day with that one. Get a couple coffees. Already got the ammo for that, so yeah, pretty much already set for that, so hell yeah. Pretty much just like an up and ready to go for tomorrow. So anyway, I'll call it good for the rest of the evening. And yeah. And then I'll see y'all probably at least sometime when I come back after my little shooting trip. So peace out.